What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Fast Life Podcast, which is brought to you by a very fast-growing company, Lexan Moto. They're looking to onboard new dealers this year, 2020. Their headsets and charging systems are ideal for any type of motorcycle shop, big or small. And Lexan has dealer plans to meet your needs with products that make the riding experience better. I got to catch my breath. And more on the way. Lexan offers very competitive dealer margins, fast shipping, and great customer service. Email them at sales@lexanmotorcycle.com and be sure to check them out on Facebook at Lexan Moto USA, Instagram at Lexan Moto, and don't forget you can go to their website lexan-moto.com and use Fast Life at checkout for 15% off. Whew. Sorry guys, I literally just finished doing this podcast with Steve Chamberlain. And it was a great one. So let me get my shit together real quick. Paint Huffer Metal Flake is killing the paint game with tons of great flakes, pearls, and other paint-related products. If you're stuck at home wanting to possibly pick up a new trade or hobby, check out painthuffer.com to see the vast amount of custom paint-related products and get yourself stocked up with tape and the other items needed in the custom paint process. And don't forget to use FastLife13 at checkout to save yourself 10% off your entire order, as well as follow them on Instagram at Paint Huffer Metal Flake. As I have stated many times, Thunder Max is the upgrade ECM for your EFI-equipped Harley-Davidson. Whether you're putting a new exhaust, cams, throttle body, you name it, a Thunder Max tuner will dial in the necessary adjustments needed to keep your HD running tip-top. Another advanced product from the T-Max camp is their iRide rear suspension system that auto-adjusts height and is the best of performance and comfort in any air ride scenario. To get more info on these products and to see the other products available to enhance your HD experience, head on over to shoptmax.com and follow them at ThunderMaxEFI on Instagram. And last but not least, my dude, good friend, and badass all-around dude, John Jessup. His shop in Stockton, California, which is the spot for in-house dyno tuning, parts, service, and bike sales. TeamDreamRides.com is a great place to dump some of that stimulus cash and take advantage of the 100 days, same as cash financing on all products. All you need is a job and a bank account. Don't forget to give John and his team a follow at DreamRidesJohn on Instagram. Whew! Goddamn. Good one. Woke up early today. Just did a podcast with Steve Chamberlain. Decided I'm going to release it right now. We literally just got off the phone 10 minutes ago. And it was a great one. And he's looking like he's going to be trying to make it down to the Campout as well. Everything's starting to line up, look really good. We have reports coming in from all parts of the country of dudes that are going to make the trip. And I hope that you guys listening, if you feel confident and you feel healthy enough, then come out. Let's have a good time. Kriver Campground, Moyers, Oklahoma, Thursday, next Thursday, this Thursday, whichever one it is, the 23rd through the 26th. It's going to be a great time. A lot of cool people there. We talk about it in this podcast. You're going to enjoy it. Also, if you guys want to hear some more of Steve Chamberlain, he's been on the podcast quite a few times, but never his own podcast, so I feel bad. So this is it. He's been on the New Year, New Us 1 and 2. He's been on the Spaz Cycle podcast, and he was one of the main guests on our Sturgis Rips, which is a great podcast. You should check that one out. He's a great friend. He's a dude that inspires me every day with the shit he's doing, and I'm really fortunate to call this guy a friend. He's an all-around badass. So I can catch my breath for a minute. You guys check this out. Here's Steve Chamberlain with Screaming Speed N Fab.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Fast Life Podcast.
What up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Screw this volume a little bit.
Good?
Is that better? Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound good.
That's good.
How you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Good. It's early in the morning. I saw you posted the video with the claws already, but
oh yeah, I had to pick some up this morning. I figured I talk better when I'm a little drunk.
Apparently, that is the drink of the performance bagger movement, and I didn't sign off on it. But I mean, apparently, there was no voting committee or anything. So
there just ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
I guess right. Like fuck the system, huh? Man. Well, you know what? This is the first time just you have been on the podcast.
Yeah,
but
I've been on like 4 of them.
4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. That's crazy.
4 of them. First time, just me.
What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. Are we already rolling or what?
Yeah, I like to catch everything.
All the awkward shit. We're just gonna start it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the sound checks, everything. Campout. That's coming up. What, next week? Yeah,
I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too. Shit, I got a bike. I just rebuilt this whole winter. I got maybe about 6 miles on it because like I got it back from the dyno tuner 2 days ago, and then it snowed like an hour south of us yesterday.
Yeah.
So hopefully it looks a little sunny today. I think it's like sunny and about 50. So after we're done with this, I'm gonna go rip on it and see if I can break it and see if everything goes good, you know?
You know, usually whenever I put a bike together, kind of like you did, there are a couple areas that I'm really concerned about. Like, what is your concern? Is it more like crank type shit, or is it more external stuff?
Well, I had the whole crank out this winter. I did that 124 last year, and then my run out was at about 4 thou. You know, the SNS cam plate says you can be about 5 thou, and then it went up to about 6.5 thou. You know, so the run out was getting worse. So I just decided to take it out and get it all fixed. So I had the whole motor split. So I hope that's good. I did a new cam in it this winter, but I don't know. It got all thrashed on the dyno the other day and didn't blow up. So
that's usually the test though, man. Like, cause whenever you watch the dyno, like watch them dyno tune, it's like, it's cringing, but how they just kind of treat the bike. You're like, whoa, no, I just built that, you know, but I get it.
Yeah. You're watching it and it's like your front end strapped in and it's just like trying to push it through a wall, you know, it's just like compressing the suspension and moving the motor. And you're like, whoa, like, I hope everything holds.
Yeah. It's a good test for your wrenching ability. So you did all that. Now, the main reason I think you were saying that you wanted to go with the new cam was to test and tune other products, right? And you were looking for a high torque on this motor, right?
Yeah, because I ran that Zippers 468 cam in the 124 last year, which when I did it, people were like, that's not ideal, you know, and then it definitely signed off a little early on the power with that many cubic inches, you know, so it was like right around like $5,000. It kind of quit pulling hard. Like it pulled hard down low, and then you get up to like $5,000 and then it just slow down. So I tried out this CR 480 cam from Cyclorama, and it seemed to have still great torque down low. You know, I did 140 foot-pounds of torque, and then I'm at like 123 horsepower, and it pulled all the way to redline, so that's cool.
Yeah, that actual, when you showed the dyno sheet on your video, it's like the torque shot straight up, and then it had a low dip, but it was pretty consistent, like in the high end, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and then from my understanding, you know, I'm not a dyno professional by any means, but like the shorter exhaust, you're gonna kind of have, you know, a little bit of a dip. It's just the art of the thing. But you know, you put a long exhaust on it, and then you go rip a wheelie or do something, and you scrape that on the ground. So
yeah, I'm hoping, you know, obviously with HPI, they came out with their pipe. They've been putting out some quality pipes that make power and things, but I want to see more bigger companies like D&D embrace kind of the style that we're all looking for on these exhaust systems and stuff. And, you know, try to make something that's appealing to this style of bike that we're all doing, that want the clearance and want the shortness and the more lightweight pipes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just tucked up in nice, you know, take corners, not going to scrape them on the ground, you know, everything like that. You know, we all have our own little style to it. Like I seen Bassani came out with their new like shorty short pipe. I'll be honest, I'm just not even a fan of the looks. I don't think it looks good at all.
I don't know if I've seen that at all.
No.
Well, the other thing is, like with me running mid controls like that, a lot of the like Bassani, it seems like their head pipe is on their rear cylinder just goes right where the most people's mid controls are.
Okay.
You know? So I was thinking about switching over to that from the from the two brothers, but like I would have to fabricate new mid controls, and I just don't want to. I want to ride the bike. I don't want to fucking have it down for fucking a year and shit.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few bikes with the HPI, short exhaust on it and everything, and a couple other ones. I don't know how it'd be with that new Bassani pipe. It seems like the rear head pipe comes way forward on it,
looping around and shit.
Yep.
So, dude, this year's been crazy, huh?
Yeah, dude, this freaking COVID shit.
It started off so strong, though.
Yeah, no, I was like that. I got my new little business adventure starting.
Yeah,
man, that was kicking ass. Screaming Speed N Fab, making the side covers for 09 and up baggers and a couple other little things and some T-shirts. And it was like as soon as this announced, like all my sales stopped. Yeah. I was like, wow, like this sucks, but whatever.
Well, I mean, like at the beginning of the year, you came down here, we partied, then you went to Louisville. Is that where it's at?
Yep.
Yeah, and then like that was going on, and it just seemed like it was beginning to be a good year of just another year like last year, getting out and doing shit. Yep. Yeah, it was like killer start to the year. Between all business ventures and freaking events, and then looking forward to your camp out, and I'm doing my camp out and all that shit. So and then it was just like boom, just everybody's like, is it still happening? Is it still going to go on? What's gonna make out of it? Fortunately, I haven't really got any backlash from like super, concerned people about us still hosting the camp out. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of like chilled out on like posting it on the main social media page instead of just stories.
Yep.
I just didn't want a whole bunch of dudes getting me all riled up, being like, "Oh, you're spreading the virus, you faggot," and shit like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think down to this point, it's just like, all right, they can tell us this whole virus thing's serious. If there's like people in your life that are like low immune systems and really subjected to it, like be careful, but they just need to open everything back up,
They do. How I saw that up in Michigan, man, the militia is starting to come about. They're ready to fucking take back the government up there.
Yeah, like I don't really keep up too much on politics, it just stresses me out, whatever. So then, but yeah, I heard that they're doing some rioting and, or some stuff in the Capitol. I don't really pay attention.
Y'all were one of the first states to go on full lockdown too, weren't you?
Yeah, like we were pretty early in the whole system.
Because it was like in March, I think.
Yeah, it was like end of March 29, 28, something like that. And then they're like, yep, stay at home order. My work shut down and everything. And then, so I haven't worked since then.
Did you get your COVID check yet?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, fucking lucky, dude. I keep looking at my bank account every day. I know I'm not going to end up getting one.
Right.
I didn't make more than 75 grand last year. That's for sure. But or on paper.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't think I'll get one. It just seems too easy. My life's never easy.
Yeah, I think I got that. I got it on Wednesday. So, yeah, 3 days ago already.
Did you apply for that? When you did Screaming Speed N Fab, did you do like an EIN number and all that shit for it yet?
Yeah, I did that before I even opened the website. I just wanted to be legit and everything. So got my LLC, EIN number. There's, just some people out in this world that, if you don't do that, they might be salty about it. So I'm like, before I do it, I was like, I'm going to do it legit. Yeah, so I got a business bank account, everything.
I filed for that small business grant they did.
Yep.
I haven't heard back from that, but dude, that shit right there would get me out of a couple small little holes that I've been treading lightly through. You know what I mean? With the government.
Yeah, but I don't think anything on my business would qualify for that since it just technically started.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, it's a mess, man. It's what's weird about it is just seeing how everything's going. We're all kind of adapting and trying to find fun within the circumstances. It seems like,
right?
The first 2 weeks, I think we were all still in denial. So I think we were partying every night. Mm-hmm. We were having parties at the shop, and then you guys were having y'all's hangouts in the shop, and
Then our social distancing drinking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in this big Instagram group chat. It'd come up like it's Tuesday night, you know, we'd get a video call and you can have up to 6 people. Next thing you know, I'm fucking slamming like 12 drinks in a matter of like 4 hours, just going to bed wasted. And I'm like, it's Tuesday. What am I doing?
Yeah. So what was one of the big reasons that pushed you over the top to really get back into the YouTube thing? Because I know you did it back in the day and you kind of took a, you know, kind of a break from it. But like, I've been enjoying the fuck out of those videos, man.
So I have that big Instagram group chat I was just talking about. You know, it's like 32 people in it. And then they just keep going. They're like, dude, just start making YouTube videos. Like, you do enough cool shit. Just, you know, just go start doing it. And my biggest thing that got me off it was just how hard the editing was. You know, you go do a GoPro video or something like that. Then I got to put it on my computer. I got to edit it. And then, so I said, screw it. I went and bought new iPhone 11, and I've been doing all of it on my iPhone, you know? So I recorded all on my iPhone. I edited all on my iPhone, you know, so everything's there. And then I upload it to YouTube right on it. So I don't know if the quality is like superb on, you know, compared to, you know, some high production volume, but it's easier for me to like make it happen. So then when it's easy, I can keep up with it, you know, at least like one video a week or something.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, dude. You know, I've said many times on this podcast this year that like I went the opposite way. I should do exactly what you're doing and just keep it simple, keep it going, because you know, I know you're using your phone and the shit still looks great. I can hear you. The video's not bad at all. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here dumping money into this shit to make my stuff professional, you know? And it's like the phone stuff is so much easier because like those apps are a little bit easier to use than throwing it on the computer and trying to navigate all these fucking things that are going on, you know? So then,
you know, as far as like adding music and stuff, you know, it's like you do all like crazy soundtrack and next thing you know, like you get copyright infringements from people. So I just like keep my music pretty lame and you know, whatever. It's just like the box style music or whatever.
That's cool that you did it with your phone, man. You know, I've probably 5 times like legitimately came to the shop and was going to dedicate a whole day just to try to create some type of video. And then I start acting. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show what's already here. And it's like this weird mind fuck that I go through. And I haven't really been able to get out of it.
I got to say, like, definitely, you know, being on some podcasts with you, you know, has made me a lot more fluent with the talking on it, you know, because it's always so weird just like looking into a camera, you know, and just trying to like say something and everything, you know. So then it's like when I actually talk with you and all that stuff, it works out, you know. Yeah,
that and, you know, for me, I've been trying to do more live stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean? Just getting used to the video and talking to the camera and things like that. And I feel kind of better about doing that now than I did definitely a couple months ago. But it's just the content, man. Like I'm sitting here doing something that I'm pretty sure everybody would think it'd be pretty cool to see. But to me, it's boring because I do it every day. So I'm like, so I start trying to jazz it up and it becomes fake. And I don't want to do that shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because like on mine, I have like a mix, you know, I do some like informational videos and then some funny ones and whatever. I just, you know, just try to keep them around 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Like if I can like take the video throughout the day, if I can edit it within 45 minutes to an hour at the end of the night, you know, then it's easy. You know, I can keep up on the content, you know.
You know, so this year at the Campout, my buddy that's been working here and apprenticing with me, Zach, that does all the wheelies, he bought a badass camera. I'm bringing all my shit, drone. We're going to try to take a bunch of photos, try to get some videos, try to make some kind of like something out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I got my buddy Anthony. He's the one that was coming. He's coming from Virginia Beach. He was going to be coming from Cali. Like his dad lives in Cali. His sporty's out there.
Yeah.
Was going to fly out to Cali, ride with his dad to the Campout. And then just this COVID Corona shit, you know, that kind of bunked that whole situation. So he's got a 2018 lowrider. He's taking that from Virginia Beach. Hopefully he just blew the compensator in it last week, so he's waiting on parts. But
was it that one that it was all broken apart?
Yeah, 3 different pieces and everything. So, but he's bringing his camera, so hopefully he gets some cool photos and everything. Yeah. And then my buddy Sketchy Glide, he just got off from his work up in Pennsylvania. Nice. So he's coming down to the Campout, and my buddy Styles from Ohio. Really
interested to see because I feel like it's going to be a lot of new faces this year, which is going to be fun. Black Charlotte. What's the guy's actual name?
Rusty.
Rusty, that's right. I swear we still need to do like name tags at this camp out with
right.
Instagram names and shit. But I think it's going to be fucking really cool and a much needed. Like I said, you've been to all the campouts so far, right? So
yep.
All 2 of them. they're not like. It's not like a million people or hundreds of people that come to these things. It's a very small, intimate thing of maybe 80, 90 people, which to me is fucking...
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, this year with all the, the lead up in the 2 years prior, we were only kind of expecting to maybe have 150 people tops. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And with this going on, I think we'll probably be around 60 to 70. Maybe even a little less, I don't know. But we're still getting a high amount of people from all over the country that are saying they're coming. People from Oregon and NorCal and shit. And I don't know.
And then Craig's coming from Florida.
Yeah, he said he's got a few guys coming with him too if they don't bitch out. So
yeah, they're talking about meeting up in like Tennessee. His dad has a cabin in Tennessee. That'd be a little bit out of my way. I still don't know what way I was going. I was supposed to meet up with like Insta Heaven Kyle, but I don't think his bike's going to be done. I was talking to him last night. He's still got wiring and gauges, brake lines, and paint. He's like physically, he don't think he can get the paint done in time before the camp out. So
yeah, and his bike is going to be so nice that there's no reason to rush it. I told his ass just drive down there, dude.
Yeah. He said possibility he might. So
I mean that's kind of the other thing I was telling people is like, look, man, like if your bike ain't done, the camp out, the riding is like a part of it for sure, but there's just that the campground, the fun that we have there, that's the other half. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you can't have, if my bike, dude, I legitimately thought about ripping my bike apart to do all my customization that I wanted to redo my bike for, and I was like, you know what, man, I don't think it'll be ready for the camp out. Well, fuck it, I'll just drive.
Right. No, it's still a good time because at the end of the day, you're still camping,
Yeah.
There's still a bunch of people around because even when we go up there and we all go out for a ride, like, I don't know, half the people stay back or quarter people, like, some people are like, this just smile and wine time,
Yeah, everybody's doing their own thing and it's pretty awesome. So I think my dude Cody Melton is going to make some stickers that say like Fast Life Camp Out, I survived the COVID camp out or some shit like that, Try to make some light of it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just nervous because I'm nervous for shit that doesn't matter. To be honest with you,
right?
I'm not worried. Go ahead.
Just for the backlash and everything of like somebody like, oh, you're spreading the virus over, this.
Man, if the camp out and everything involved in that had anything to do with my financial stability in life, I would probably be more worried, but it doesn't. It's literally just us doing what we do. So to me, it's like the people that are going to talk shit and like unfollow my Instagram and shit because I had this camp out, they weren't paying any money. They weren't, getting paint jobs or buying shit from me. They just, you know what I mean? So I don't.
Yeah.
Anybody that actually spends money with us becomes close friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those dudes know who I am and know what I'm about. I'm not trying to fucking, spread shit and stuff, but I'm not fucking feeling this virus, man. This shit's weak as fuck. I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's definitely not. It's not enough for me to be losing all my freedom as an American.
Right. Well, your freedom and then your business and all that stuff, with everything shutting down, like whatever. I'm sorry. Like, dude, people are going to die.
For sure. My wife does hair, right? She cuts men's hair. She's not even allowed to even like do her own thing on her own time. Like if she decides, if she said, you know what, I'm going to go to one person's house and cut hair and do this, it's like, they're saying no, she'll lose her license, she'll be fined, all this shit. It's like, you mean to tell me like you're gonna tell people no, you can't do this, you can't do what she has to do to survive, even though she has me, but if she didn't, you know,
right.
that'd be fucked, man. Like, people want haircuts, but she can't do it or she'll be in trouble, not the person getting the haircut.
Right. I just wonder at the end of this, like how many businesses just aren't going to reopen because they can't, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just shut things down. Like you want a business to everything to be able to stay afloat for a couple months, but between, you know, the breaks that they've given people, you know, I've had like local businesses where they're like, we're still going to pay our employees out of our pocket, even though we're shut down. And, you know, 2 months later, and then there's been other restaurants like the day that they're shut down, you know, they'll still do to-go orders, but they're like, I don't know, maybe we make half our money on liquor. And then they shut their doors completely that day, you know?
Well, what they did here in Texas was they allowed people to pick up alcohol like to go, right? So you could go anywhere and get you a margarita to go and shit like that. And it makes sense because most restaurants make 51% of their money off alcohol sales.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it made sense. Our governor actually just announced this week that they're opening up the state parks this week coming up. So this is Saturday. They're opening up next week on the 20th. And then before even the end of the month, they're going to allow some businesses like retail stores to start opening back up here. So,
right on.
Yeah, like we might fuck ourselves, but dude,
you can't hide from it, man. Yeah. Like the moment you quit living to fucking stay safe, what's the point? You know?
Dude, yesterday I watched that movie, I haven't seen it in a long time, but Outbreak.
Okay, yeah. It was on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, all that shit's on Netflix. I think tonight or tomorrow I'm going to watch The Contagion. Is that the other one?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
It's like
there's like all the end of the world movies are like within the top 10 on Netflix right now.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's crazy, man. But I'm pretty sure Laconia is going to end up getting scrapped. You know, but
I'm still going.
You still going? What do you?
I got friends that live up there. Like a couple years ago, my friend Ty Heath, I met him down in Daytona, and they were telling me about Laconia like 3 years ago in Daytona. And then they're like, dude, you got to come up to Laconia some year. So like I missed that next one, which would have been, you know, that first June. But then the year after I went for the first time, after I went up there, I was like, dude, I'm fucking doing Laconia every year for the rest of my life. I love it up there.
Yeah. Well, my whole plan for the Laconia was to actually spend a couple of days in New York City with another friend that rides and shit. And I went to that Indian Larry block party last year. Like my bike was broke. Yeah. So we just took a car out there. Dude, I couldn't imagine trying to ride a bike like out in New York. You better be good at lane splitting because fucking traffic sucks. Well, that not so much that, it's just that you know with the city the way it is, like I don't know if by June 8th was when I was going to leave here and make my way up to New York. I don't know if everything's going to be, back to any kind of normal. And
right.
I don't want
even halfway to normal, you know?
You know, my whole thing with going to New York was, and I was staying with the dude Fro Rider, Isaac. He lives in Harlem. And, I told him, I was like, dude, I want to go to New York. I'm going to spend a couple days there. But I want to get the New York fucking experience. Like, I want to go downstairs and go to a bar. And hang out at some shit like that. I want to cruise the nights, cruise the streets at night, shit like that. And if all the bars are shut down, like I don't want to see New York in quarantine or fucking social distancing and shit. I want to experience it. You know what I mean?
See it like how it is in the movie I Am Legend.
yeah, I Am Legend. I haven't watched that one back. I don't really. The zombie movies, I haven't really been wanting to watch those. Not because I'm scared or anything, but just not fucking with it. I want to watch serious shit.
New York, like I just that was my first time ever been out there when I went to the Indian Larry block party, and New York is fucking it's a world of its own for sure. I only spent like 2 or 3 days out there. We stayed in like Brooklyn, Queens area and everything. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Have you done California yet at all? Like rode out there?
I've never rode a motorcycle in California. The farthest I made it was Vegas. I know previously we talked about my V-Rod Vegas trip and everything. And that was the farthest west I've ever been.
Dude, that's what See, I don't know. I feel like I'm probably going to end up doing that. I don't know. If New York falls through, I might just do like a late June rip out there to California. Just to knock out, do some more podcasts and see family and friends.
I think this whole summer is just going to be like play it by the seat of our pants. You know, like I'm not going to try to plan on too much. You know, I have my little camp out that I'm doing in July. You know, that's only 2 hours away, 3 hours away from me.
What was the dates on that again? Because I think I was drunk and I promised I'd go. But I did say if it was in September, though.
Hell, I was drunk when I said that. You're like, hey, well, you need to move the date and everything. And then finally last night I said, screw it. And July 17 to 19 up in like Interlochen, Michigan, which is way north Michigan. Yeah. And everything. Just go on my Instagram. Usually I'll keep it updated on that. That's Chamberlain 5150.
So I'll be able to come under the things that I got to happen is like, so for me with my trips, I have to plan bike paint jobs and helmets in between them so that I can cover all the bills and have money while I'm gone. You know what I mean? So if everything falls through in June, which like I said, I think the New York thing's off the table. And I don't even know if Born Free is going to take place this year or not. Like, I don't know how that's going to go down.
Right.
I don't know. I think I could probably pull it off because you're only, probably 2 days comfortably. Like, I could probably rip up to, like, Indianapolis and hopefully not get my bike stolen again. And then from there, finish it out.
Speaking of the bike getting stolen, dude, I was down at HPI for the first time. Their new building is fucking gangster.
Yeah, yeah. They hadn't moved into that new one yet whenever we were up there, but I watched that video that you did with them, and I was like, man, I need to go back up there and do another podcast with Jimmy and those guys.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, dude, they've had so much shit, like, between, you were there with their first Born Free build, that Softail, which is still, like, one of the most underrated Softail builds I've ever seen because that thing is fucking sick. And then they did that Road King last year for Born Free. Yeah. And then now this year they have a drag bagger that they're doing for that Sturgis call-out fucking drag racing event, which that's pretty cool,
Yeah. So you know our boy Aaron Coit, the Midwest Grinder.
Yep.
So I got to talk shit about not him but a situation. So he's running the full FXRT fairing lowers and everything, and but he's still running floorboards, so it kind of has a few little issues with space. So we were trying to find someone that had some shifter, like some shortened shifters for the primary side, and there's only one company that really has that, right? And so he hit him up to see about buying a set from him, and was all good until my name came up, and then he just hung up in his face.
I guess do I know the company?
Everybody knows the company.
No.
So he called up MJK, and I even told him to. I was like, you know what? MJK has the part. It's I never denied the fact that the dude didn't make nice shit. He's just not. He as a person is not the best for our industry, 100%. So when he called him to buy these parts and all this stuff, I was the one that told him, that, hey, well, MJK has those parts. I don't like the dude, but I don't want to see him fucking suffer in life, even though I'm not helping him not, But
yeah, for sure.
It's but yeah, he just like, is Jace painting that bike? And he goes, yeah, and he just fucking hung up on him. Click. Not even like nothing. That's awesome.
I remember Instaham and Kyle had some short shifters too.
He does.
Lone Star Choppers made them some. So if it comes down to that,
I figured we could just cut it and re-weld them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cast aluminum.
It is
probably. Yeah, cast aluminum doesn't fucking weld with the shit.
You're right. Because I know Yaffe was extending them once.
Oh, yeah. Maybe if you can put it like a sleever on the outside, but you might be able to get away with it. I don't know.
Thrashin supposedly has some in the works. So they have Thrashin has a short brake arm, which we're running on the bike, but they haven't quite released the shorter shifters yet. So
head up fucking My Machinist. My Machinist is a fucking work of art, Yeah. I had him make that he made me a bagger swing arm and everything. I literally just sent him a stock swing arm. He doesn't even have my bike or anything. And I'm like, hey, these are what I want to do. I want to lift the bike higher. I need, some axle adjusters on it. And he knocked that thing out, freaking.
Yeah, we talked right after the party we had here. And I was supposed to send him a swing arm too, but I couldn't find one. But I guess you pulled it off for us.
Yeah, because I had MJK axle adjusters on my bike, and then somebody's like, oh, I need axle adjusters. I was like, hey, buy mine. Then I'll just have a reason to do a fucking swing arm. Yeah. So they bought them, and then I hit up Justin. I was like, all right, that swing arm we were talking about a while ago? Let's make it happen. We'll figure it out. And he did. So I'm excited to do some thrashing tests on that. I did the new swing arm this year, completely, adjusted the suspension of my bike. I got rid of the inverted front end. I did that Nix 30 from Big Bear up front. Mm-hmm. The motor and the cam change, new pipe, all new paint and everything. So new seat.
I still think you need to put the lowers on.
Dude, I had them on there, and I just think with how tall my bike is, and
does it look weird?
It's just too much paint.
How far over did you go on the front end?
The front's 2.5 over, and then the rear, I'm running a 14.25 inch shock. But with my stock swing arm to this new swing arm with a little bit changed geometry in it, it probably equals out to about a 16.5 inch shock in the rear. I think stock is a 27 inch seat height on Road Glide. Mm-hmm. My seat height is 32 inches. So. Damn.
5 inches.
Yeah, I don't think if you threw a leg over my bike right now, you'd be completely tippy-toed just to, if not worse.
Dude, it's a big bitch. I tippy-toe on my shit, dude. Like when I dropped my bike in fucking Sturgis and you had to come pick it up for me.
Go ride my bike to the house.
Dude, I'm not. Right. Dude, I was so pissed that night.
Right?
Dude, we're going up to Clem's shop to do a podcast, and then I drop my bike, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm over it.
Yep. My mind is just fucked at this point. Dude, I'll give it to you. That fucking driveway was shit. Yeah. It was just boulders.
Dude, that me and Daniel were kind of talking about it, but I wish I would have stayed at Sturgis the rest of the time with you guys instead of leaving early. Y'all had so much fun.
We had such a good fucking time between all those guys and ripping, hitting needles, fucking spearfish, everything. The couple more shows that went on. Because you left during the V-Twin Visionary show.
Well, because I had just met Kyle and Monty and fucking the human jet ski. What's his name? Marshall.
Oh yeah.
I had just kind of really met all those dudes. And I only got to hang out with them for maybe a day, and then come to find out having them on the podcast again and hanging out with them in Vegas, and then when Marshall came here to the shop, it's I really wish I'd have stayed. I don't know. I turned into a little bitch that time. I don't know. I got in my head, wasn't really happy about certain things, and it wasn't really nothing that involved me. It just was weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But when I met Kyle, it was actually when you got pulled over for that stupid ass whatever the fuck happened, and then Kyle messaged me. He's like, "Hey, are you at this gas station right here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm gonna walk over." Then he's like, "Where's Jace?" I was like, "I don't know. He was pulled over across the street right there, but now he's gone."
Yeah, shit was wild, man.
But dude, I still don't even get what the fuck they That was stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, they said that I was reckless driving. They knocked it down to a what's the one below it? A careless driving.
Careless.
And they said that I went into the ongoing traffic lane to go around a car, and I didn't. There was 2 lanes.
Yeah, because we were with the Average Life of Bob.
Yeah,
and everything, and when you got, because he came up behind me, I pulled over. He went behind me, and then, he's like, catch up to your friend. And then, I did that, and then Bob pulled over, and you just kind of kept going on down the road that he passed both of us and everything. And I looked at Bob. I'm like, what did we do wrong? Came to the complete stop at that stop sign. We took off, and then just next thing you know, we're getting lit up. I'm like, wow.
We've kind of talked about it. I think we've talked about it on the podcast, but the way the cops were there this year, did y'all have any other scares or close run-ins after I left?
I don't think so. I'm gonna knock on wood because this shit's gonna happen on the way down your camp out.
Yeah.
But like I got like 35,000 miles on my bike and never got a ticket on it.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't paid a lot of tolls either, and I never got one of those in the mail. So
Nice. Yeah, I'm really concerned with like their direction at Sturgis of being so enforcing on all these laws and like really just taxing people while they're there trying to enjoy the city, you know?
right.
Like we got pulled over twice within minutes. The first time we kind of deserved it. No, actually we didn't. We were just cruising. There was nobody around, but we were going fast. But we got away with murder though.
Yeah. Dude, I got away twice.
Yeah.
Bob gets pulled over, I fucking hung back. You get pulled over, I hung back.
Yeah. Fucking crazy. But no, that whole day was fun, man. That was one of the funnest days I've ever had in Sturgis, where it was just riding and then like different parties. We hung out with like Covington and them at the big ass house. Then we went to Clem's place, and that was a shit show.
Which Joe Kidd was there, and NYC Danny D. And
that was just like watching a sitcom as it was, just listening to those dudes go back and forth. But
those guys are fucking great.
Dude, I so badly need to get Clem's and Danny D on this podcast.
Oh, Danny, if you have fucking Danny on the podcast, dude, it will be a fucking hit.
I just feel like those dudes I need to do it in person with them, man. I don't. You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely an in-person type one. You're just gonna have to make it up here.
That's what I was saying. I think that like if I can schedule off a nice little rip up there, even if it's like a 5-day turnaround, which I should be able to afford to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then isn't there somebody towards Chicago you're talking about, or Milwaukee? You know, that you can do a podcast with
plenty.
too.
Yeah, there's plenty of people in the Chicago and northern like in the city of Milwaukee that I've been wanting to talk to.
Yeah, because like if you come do my camp out, you could totally rip up through Wisconsin, hit Milwaukee, go to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, go around and then hit the Mackinac Bridge on the way back, which is like a 7-mile or 11-mile long bridge, that goes from the Upper Peninsula, the Lower Peninsula, and then within I think 100 miles of that is where my camp out is.
So do you is yours going to be Friday and Saturday?
Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So
what made you decide the Thursday? I feel like the reason I did was just for the people traveling.
I did that last year too.
Oh, you did? Cool.
Yeah, I did that last year. We rolled up on Thursday, and then we all didn't get there till late Thursday. I was getting messages from people at like 7:00 and everything, and then they're like, "Are you coming up, or were we at the wrong place?" So I'm like, "I'll be there eventually." I got there when it was sundown, but we enjoyed our way up. I met up with Justin, my machinist, and then a bunch of the boys from Ohio. Met in all of Muskegon bike time. It was like a big bike thing that was kind of like right by my hometown, and then we ripped up. Yeah. We lost a couple of them, but then me and Justin, then we met up with another person, hit M22 on the way up. Nice. Fucking ripped some badass corners right on the Lake Michigan lake shore. So
yeah, we're actually I've been talking with I might be speaking without having confirmation now, but we've been talking with like Scott from Simpson. He's trying to come out and just kind of hang out and party and shit like that. And dude, there's a shit ton of stunt riders coming to the event this year.
To what event?
Ours, the Fast Life one.
Oh, Fast Life Campout?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Dude,
and
we're totally doing a fucking wheelie session.
Exactly, right in the front, in that main road.
Dude, last year at my camp out and everything, so there's a breakfast place like 500 foot down the road, maybe a quarter mile down the road. And so we all like rip up to the back breakfast place, get some food. We come back, and there's a big pavilion to hang out at. And then somebody comes back, they're like, "Hey, we're going to go rip some wheelies out front." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck it. My wheelies are trash anyways, but whatever." Yeah, fucking, dude, I mean, it's on 31, which is like the main drag across. Yeah. Dude, we're just out there just stopping traffic on this 55-mile-an-hour road that always constantly has traffic, just fucking ripping wheelies back and forth.
How's the cops up there? The cops pretty like spread out or what?
No. Like, they're not like Oklahoma. Yeah. Like, if you want to act like a hooligan up at my camp out, like, you're probably going to get pulled over. Yeah. That's just kind of how Michigan is.
Well, I think the only reason like the Oklahoma deal is the way it is because of all the Indian reservations. And so you only have pockets of county It's actually, you know, the state, and it's hard for them, like the state highway patrol, to patrol all the areas because they're so scattered out in those mountains out down there, you know?
Yeah. Michigan's pretty populated all the way through.
It is.
You know, it's because we're not really like a pass-through state. You know, so if you go up to Michigan, like, you know, until you get to the UP, you can go and just rage for miles and miles and not see anything and run out of gas, you know, and everything. But in the lower part of Michigan, there's just cops all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it'd be a fun rip, man. Go up to Indianapolis, then go over and see the dudes at Clem's, then go to you. I really want to go through Detroit bad, man. I want to see that city, you know?
Yeah.
And the other
Detroit,
thing,
especially when you go with like with Brian or Danny. Danny doesn't really know Detroit, but he always leads. So then you always get lost with him and everything and end up in the wrong part of 8 Mile. Yeah. But yeah, you riding with Brian from Clem's, like he'll lead you on the right track to Detroit and show you the cool spots and all that shit.
Yeah, the Fast Life podcast Instagram page, like I hate using that. Like I hate having a separate page just for the podcast because it's like it's just annoying to me. I'd rather just do it on one. So I've been on the fence of wanting to turn that into a complete photography page, right? Okay. Which I'm not trying to say I'm a photographer, but to me, I feel like if I make a page where I'm just posting things, but I've been doing, you know, all the camera shit, doing it for like taking pictures of the bikes or the paint or certain situations. But I want to, like, say at the Campout this year, and one of the big reasons I want to bring is because I really want to get pictures of other people, and I want to fill this page up with just the content of like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like
go
ahead.
That was sick with like at your Fast Life Garage shop party. You know, I ripped down to Cody Melton. You know, he's big with photography. He just took a bunch of pictures. You know, you'd see him around. He'd just go snap some pictures. Next thing you know, and he like threw it up and he sent us all the link and everything. Like, oh, here's a bunch of pictures I took. And like, it was just some fucking fire ass pictures of just people in the moment, you know?
So I was trying so fucking hard to get this shirt made before our camp out, but I was trying to get the dude, Conrad, to do the like old school chopper style look for the camp out shirt. And it was going to be a lot of different things, but I wanted that picture of you flipping off Cody Melton, the camera. I wanted that to be part of it, because if you take the background out of there and you throw fucking tents and shit, that's a badass fucking shot, man.
I know, I loved it.
That's gonna be this fucking this podcast little picture logo thing.
Hell yeah. So I went out. I did like snowmobiling out in the mountains out in West Yellowstone one time. First year we went out there, my buddy Dylan, he brought his badass photography camera. You know, he brought it everywhere we went out in the mountains. Dude, he came up with so many killer shots that nobody knew he took. He'd just like slip his camera out of his bag, take some shots, you know, when we're all in the moment, you know, climbing some side hills or anything like that. And then at the end of the weekend, he's like, dude, I got these shots. And you look at it and you're like, I'm so fucking glad, because like these are the moments, you know, you don't ever think about it, but like when you have that one person that just slays it with a camera, it's fucking awesome.
It is. And it really captures those moments. So, you know, that big road out in front of our Adam Sandoval spot that you kind of, you know, everybody rips hard as fuck on?
Yeah.
I want to, once we get there, like maybe Friday or something, when we're all kind of fucking around, I want to like see who has like a bike with a sissy bar that I can sit backwards on, and I want to try to get a couple riding shots of everybody. So I don't know. I've been on this photography kick, and I've been on this like idea about having a really nice picture of yourself. It like when people get good shit of me or my bike or me riding I really cherish that shit. So I want to try to do that for other people. You know what I mean? To know that, oh man, that was a great shot, that homeboy, you know, make the effort basically. So, you know, I'm looking forward to try to do a lot of shit like that. And what do we always do at these campouts? We never fucking take pictures.
Yeah, that's like sometimes it seems awkward, you know.
Yeah.
Because like as I was a kid, like I was always person hiding from the camera.
Yeah.
You know, and now I'm doing this YouTube shit and like trying to record myself. So it's like complete opposite. But like I'll pull out my camera and I'll take random photos of just what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I don't tell anybody to pose or I'm taking a picture. Like I'll just pull out my camera. I'm like, that's sick. Just click it. And not everything gets posted right away. But then maybe 6 months down the road, I'm looking through my pictures. I'm like, wow, that turned out to be a badass, sick photo. And I post a person in it, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, hell yeah.
I'm actually, they just raised my credit line on this fucking, this place I've been buying a lot of camera equipment from.
Don't do it.
I'm fucking doing it, bro. But if I can get this lens here in time, it's a really long focal length. So it's a 70 to 200 millimeter.
Okay.
And like my buddy Tim O'Keefe recommended it. And because like, say we're at the campout, I could be far enough away from people to where they're going to not really notice me there in their space, getting pictures of them naturally. And, you know, like I said, I really want to try to capture those things. And then the idea behind changing that page is just to kind of share that. You know what I mean? Like I'll put the
share the motorcycle lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. And just use the, because basically it not share it like I'm setting up the tripod and taking a picture of me for the promotional things I try to do through my Fast Life Garage, but this is just I probably won't be in any of the pictures. You know what I mean? It'll just be everything that I take pictures of.
This is the life that I enjoy. You know?
Yeah.
It's always crazy when somebody comes up to me and they're like, dude, like I have people, you know, and not trying to like toot my horn, but I always find it funny. Like they'll come up to me. I'm friends with them on Facebook, you know, old high school friends or some people I don't see like that often. They're like, I live vicariously through your life and your posts. Like you look like you have so much fun all the time. And I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work to like go out and do all these things. And I sacrifice a lot, you know, no kids, you know, no girlfriend or anything like that. So like I can just pick up and go wherever I want, but it's fun, you know, like I have a badass time. I like freaking showing that off and everything. So,
well, yeah, that's what people probably, you know, that and your personality. I mean, like I said, I get it, man. You know, people want to, you know, they get wrapped up in all their responsibilities and shit. And here you are just having a good time in the most simplistic of situations.
Right.
You know?
Just pack your shit up. Cause like last year, you know, like Sturgis, me and you last minute, like, hey, are you going? I'm like, I don't know. Fuck it. And then you're like, how far is this place out of the way? I'm like, about an hour. You're like, same for me. You want to meet there? Done. Yeah. All right. You know, it's like as simple as that. There's other people out there. It's like they want to do something. They got to plan it for months. They got to make that. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
The other thing that people tend to do a lot that I try to tell them not to do is that they overthink what it's going to be. And I'm guilty of this, but they weigh it out in their head. Oh, that doesn't sound like fun. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be something clear and present that it's going to be a great time for people to take that chance instead of just like, fuck it. You know, and then if it's boring, just start being fun. You know, shit changes.
Because, dude, you can do the boringest thing in the world, you know, but if you have the right fucking people, like that's like my camp out last year. Like the storm of the summer came through during my camp out. But I have all these people telling me, like, dude, that was such a badass time. Exactly. We were literally just partying underneath the pavilion. Everybody was catching up. I don't think we'd all be as close if the weather was good. You know, maybe, it ended up being like it was such shitty weather. So then all these people you talk to on the internet, you just got to know them that much better. You know, dude,
that's exactly it. You know, like it's really, and that's kind of the thing. Like even if for some reason our camp out got rained out or ended up catching rain too, I wouldn't cancel it. It's part of the experience. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like your first camp out. I remember there was like some hurricane or some shit coming through. Yeah. And I messaged you and you're like, dude, I don't care. I'm still doing it. And then I was just like, I got that good, like, fuck it. I'm like, all right, my way down. So I rode like 1,000 miles, you know, and whatever, straight through on the way down. I probably rode through 400 miles of rain.
Yeah.
But it was still one of the fucking greatest times. Like that weekend of riding was probably my most tried and true fucking hardest weekend of riding I've ever done in my life.
Dude, what I like about it, what I like about yours, what I like about the concept is how it just it separates the people that want to be into this shit through Instagram versus the people that want to live in this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's, you know, to some people, they'll do it if it's convenient. Yeah. You know, other people, you know, like us, we're going to do it because we want to fucking be there. Yeah. You know? Like, we're going to try to make the best of it. You know, make it business opportunity, tax write-off, or whatever at this point. But fucking, you know, like, we're going to make the best of it, you know, with every situation.
Well, it's the same time, like, you know, if everything was always perfect, I mean, we'll still have a good time, but will we have as much to talk about, to remember? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying about this camp out, you know, and this one for us, this time with all this shit going on, like, whoever is able to get there, whoever does come, I think it's going to be the most memorable one ever. You know what I mean?
For sure. Because especially with this whole, like, Corona shit going on, like, it just feels a little bit that much more, like, rebellious to fucking be like, fuck yeah, I'm going halfway across the country to go hang out with a bunch of people. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, I get it, man. It's sketchy, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm pretty stoked about it, but I'm nervous because, you know, it's like that what if thing, right? Like, here's a good analogy. My brother and his music. It's annoying to me. He's great at it, but what if he makes it? You know what I mean? What if he makes it? And it's like, okay, well, I don't really believe too much into this Corona shit as being like the end of us humans, but what if it is? Or what if someone came? You know,
if it is, sick. And then at least the last final fucking days, we're going to be having a blast.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to be like, oh, we're sitting here safe and fucking that, and we're going to live the rest of our lives while everybody's fucking dead.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And be like, no, man, I was fucking ripping wheelies and shit and fucking riding hard and halfway across the country. Speaking
of wheelies, that one that you kind of got a really shitty video from the camera footage at HPI. Yeah. Looks like you had that bitch buried pretty deep.
Yeah, like I was way too drunk to fucking throw a leg over that bike, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We wheeled it off the dyno and then everything. I was like, all right, hell yeah. You know, I fucking did one loop around and I was like, all right, I'm going to rip a wheelie. Dude, that motherfucker hit 11 o'clock faster than I could think.
You did come down hard, too.
Oh, dude, I was surprised I didn't drag my cut fender and my cut bags on that bitch. Like, I came down. I tried to play it off. I was like, yeah, dude, like, that was sketchy, but I had it. And I was sitting to myself. I was like, wow. But I was like, nobody videoed that? Because that would have been such a sick shot. Because, like, I had it straight up and down, like, right as I passed them out their back garage door and shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck. And then I turned around and I was like, oh, shit, they got a security cam. So I was like, Jimmy's like, I'll pull it up right now. And I was like, damn.
That, doing all those trims and cuts on the bags and the rear fender really it's making it so you can take that shit way deeper, huh?
Because I trimmed the back on like a 45 degree. I brought it right. You know, my bag rails are the same on it. Because I see these guys, they're doing like the straight up cuts and then they're cutting the fender really high. And I don't know. I just don't like the look, you know, especially on the 15 and ups. You know, it has where the taillights are on the side and it's all that cast aluminum, you know, so then that hangs down, your fender's cut high. And I was like, all right, you know, me and my buddy were drunk, Rock Cycle Service. And then we're just sitting there with a Sharpie drawing on the back of the bike. We're like, what if we cut it like right here? And then we did that. And then when I did that swing arm from my machinist, I was like, I want to bring the rear wheel back 1.5 inches. You know, I want to play a little bit with the geometry of the bike.
Yeah.
And everything. So I was like, I need to be able to extend the swing arm. So technically my swing arm, I'm 1.5 inches longer, you know, or inch, you know, the rear wheel's back. So then that brings it a little bit more. I could probably hit like an 11:30 wheelie without fucking dragging anything on the ground. I think like 12 o'clock, I think I'm going to fucking tap the fender.
Nice.
And then my paint guy's going to be fucking pissed at me because.
So, you know, that color, you know, it's the mix that I was kind of telling you about. But, like, did it come out a little bit darker? Or because it's hard to tell in the picture.
Yeah, like that color doesn't photo well. So,
yeah,
like, yeah. I get it. And it's like it'll be green on, like, that when all that posts that kind of blew up on Instagram when I finally posted photos and everything. Like, that was an overcast day, and that bike came up a very good shade of green. And then I'll take a photo in like a shop with a 5,000K light, and it shows up very electric blue. Then I went to my painter, you know, because we did some sprays of just that teal candy, and then I messaged you, you know, because I was like, that didn't come out how I wanted to. You had that turquoise helmet that you did. I was looking a little bit more towards that, and then you told me, you're like, all right, you know, you mix this candy and this candy, you know, and then mix it or do it really light and then spray it out. And that came out a little bit darker, but like when I was talking to him, like he had swatches. He's like, this one coat of candy, 2, 3, 4. And then like at the time, I'm just like, in between this area, between 2 and 3 coats. Like, I'm not super picky. He was hooking me up already. My buddy Eric Curtis and everything. So that was pretty cool.
The hard thing about that color, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but the hard thing about that color is that because you're shooting it so light and you're trying to have a very light coat of that candy so that it has almost like that baby bluish kind of beach vibe to it. It's like it's really hard for everything to match. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, it came out a little bit darker, because he had to probably, be really even on the candy coats.
Exactly.
But I'll say all the way through, like, the bike fucking matches.
Yeah, that's
like
important.
He slayed it. He doesn't do like full metal flake jobs all the time. Like, he's an auto body painter and everything, but he fucking killed it on that paint job. Yeah. So
you need to get Monty to throw some stripes on it.
Yeah. We were talking about doing like some sort of panel, in the stripes and in the candy and everything. And then it was just kind of coming down to the wire. So I was like, well, let's just solid it. And then if I want to change up, I was thinking about adding a little silver or maybe adding black stripes.
You need to put like a nice little like Instagram logo with the Steve Chamber, the Screaming Speed Fab logo, or the
right.
Instagram.
I was thinking, I should have put that shit on my side covers.
Yeah,
that I made. But at least that Islander leather guy, you told me about with those bag straps. I got my logo up on that.
Hell
That's pretty sick.
That dude's fucking raw, man.
Dude, it was like $35.
I know.
I was like, that's fucking sick. I just sent him a PNG file, and he fucking, I don't know, week and a half later, he's like, hey, they're in the mail. I'm like, sick.
Yeah. That's it's really cool. And for you guys listening, like, so this dude, Island, was it?
It's Islander Leather is his like business page.
Do you remember what his Instagram name was for sure? I'll look it up, but
no, like Instagram Islander Leather, like is his Instagram page. I know that's what you sent me, and then you reposted it like Islander.
Okay, it's Islander Leather is his Instagram name. This dude like made some bag tethers for me, and it has my logo just kind of etched in like laser etched in it. And so when I open my saddlebags, it has this nice brown leather with my logo etched in it. And would you say it was $35?
Yeah. And then he told me he's got like tan leather, brown leather, or black leather.
Dude, you can't buy normal fucking tethers from like a company that sells that shit. Just normal
dude.
For that much, for that little.
And then like he'll do shit on hats and fucking all that shit. But dude, that's a fucking, you want to like custom little piece, like look up that motherfucker.
That's dope.
That shit was sick.
Yeah, and it's like he's just a dude that does leather shit. He's not like some fucking huge company, so that like that $35 could, it's not, obviously it doesn't take forever to make them, but it's still cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
it's
$35, it's fucking worth it. Like I'd have paid $80 for them.
Sure.
Like to have my logo on it, I'd have been like $80. Fuck yeah, let's go.
You should sell them for $80. All right, I'm gonna edit this out. We're gonna be like, hey, go to Screaming Speed Fab to get some custom leather tethers, $85 all day long.
I just dropped a bunch of new shirts on the website fucking last night, so go check it out. Screaming Speed N Fab, like not and, just the letter N, whatever.
I like that logo, man. It's kind of dope. Also, I just started following that Outcast culture.
Yep.
Is that dude up there with you guys, or what? What's
that's technically Sketchy Glide.
It is?
Sketchy Glide. He's got that red FXRT 2014 bagger. He's coming down to the Campout. So
nice. Their shit looks pretty cool too. You know what I mean? So I love it.
He's been working on that, and then like all my shirts were just print on demand. Like I don't know, I got enough stuff going on for me. I'm not a t-shirt company. I make parts, but all his stuff, like he actually has printed out fucking really super, super high quality stuff. So, definitely check him out.
The shirt I got from you is pretty cool because it's like, it's a big logo on the front, but it's not like one of those fucking like thick ass screen printing, deals where you got like sweat spots all in your chest and shit because air can't.
Yeah, fucking. You wore that during that Adam Sandoval YouTube video, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Well, I've been trying to do that for my homie. So like you and like Ramjet, like Tony is a dude that I really admire, the guy, and the guys at FXR Division. I just don't have a lot of FXR Division clothes. But like I'm like, you know what? If I can like just throw the homie shirt on and be on a live podcast, to me it's just like, hey, these are my dudes. You know what I'm saying? So
right. No, hell yeah.
But yeah, that and the video shit's coming along here. It's getting better, or it's getting more easy to do, but it's still real complicated. My boy Brad just finished putting the AC and the heat in here in the shop, but I don't have the AC outside unit yet. I just got the heat working because I need another $2,000 to finish the AC system.
Yep. It adds up fast.
It does, dude.
He's putting in like normal AC furnaces on the side and everything.
Well, it's all electric, but I got the whole inside unit. He's already plumbed everything, so my podcast room, my airbrush area, and the shitter downstairs, and then the entire outside shop all will have AC and heat. But I've only paid for like half of it, so he's got all this done. But the outside unit's like another $1,700, and then he hasn't even told me how much he's charging me to do it yet. So I'm hoping. Right. So like those little helmets we've been doing as a the custom. Like I had a bunch of spare helmets laying around, so I just threw some paint jobs on them, and then I was trying to get this series off the ground, which it's kind of going, but people don't really understand what I'm doing with the series of helmets that I'm doing.
Right.
My goal is to just do that series, and then that would pay for the AC unit. You know what I mean? But
yeah, just keep those ripping and everything.
Yeah,
those turned out sick. What's that like? I was watching you spray it, right? You had like a purple flake and then orange candy on top, or? Well,
that's a good way to get a really nice root beer color.
Yeah, because I was talking to you before that, because like I love fucking brown.
Yeah.
And then fucking you're like, dude, sickest brown, do a purple flake, orange candy. And I was like, all right, I got to try that sometime. But then I didn't paint my bike brown. I painted it fucking tealy blue.
Every time I see a really badass color I'd love to throw down on something, I always resort back to like the 5 colors that everybody picks. You know what I'm saying? Red, blue, orange, gold, white.
Yeah, they're solid. Dude, that turquoise that we were talking about, that turquoise turned out so sick on that one helmet that thing sold fast, didn't it?
Yeah, that helmet sold quick. The purple one took a little bit longer, the one I just did recently. And I want to do, the thing is, man, like so straight up, like the bottom dollar, like if someone hits me up for a helmet, it's $1,500 for the artwork, like paint work, right?
Yeah.
Plus a helmet. So you're $2,000. That's pretty much the cheapest we offer. But if I can get down with the striping things, then I can maybe offer a paint job on a helmet with just a pinstripe design and maybe a solid color for like half of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're offering, like I had it this week, fucking bought a helmet through you and everything. Like you just like, you can drop ship, an unpainted helmet to somebody.
Yeah. I mean, since we're a dealer, we can do that. And the reason I haven't really advertised a lot that we sell helmets is just because, like I don't want to deal with all the customer service things that I would need to deal with as a salesman, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like if someone orders a helmet and they order the wrong size and now I got to take it back and then they decide they don't want a helmet so they want their money back. I'm like, dude, I spent your money on beer already, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just gone.
I only made $40, man. Exactly. I was just trying to get drunk.
But the other thing is like, and I'm not trying to, I think I said this already, but like Simpson motorcycle helmets is killing it right now. But Simpson, the race products is taking a huge hit from all this with the lack of racing this year. You know what I mean? Nobody's buying helmets for racing purposes in cars. And so while, like I said, Simpson motorcycle helmets is doing good, it can't sustain the entire company. So what's happening is like I'm just trying to maybe use whatever influence I have to try to help get helmets into more people's hands. That way it's more people spending money with Simpson, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, eventually we're going to have an online store that you can just go in, pick the helmet, visor, whatever you want. We don't have to actually talk to each other. You can order the helmet through our shit, but for the time being, it's like, yeah, dude, I can drop ship it right to your house. You know what I mean? Easy.
Yeah, that's why I set up with Screaming Speed N Fab with like the side covers.
Yeah.
I could have done it where it's just DM me, pay me through PayPal, whatever. I said, no, screw it. I'm going to put it a step above. So I got a whole e-commerce website. It's basically for one item, one item and some shirts. But man, it just makes it so much more easier.
It's professional too.
So like I totally set it up, by myself. Like I just try to always challenge myself because I'm like, you have somebody like, oh, I can't do a website. And I sat and I did a little research. And next thing you know, like, I'm like, I don't know. I think the website looks pretty cool for what it is,
I did the same thing when I started the Fast Life Garage website, but now it's been, it's going on 3 years now. And I want a badass website that's got, that has a little bit of everything that is the makeup of the Fast Life Garage, from pictures and of the events and shit we do, to the podcast stuff, to the fucking helmets. Like, I want a page on my website where you can go on and get all the information about the helmets instead of me having to do a copy and paste every time someone asks me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's like on my website, like I got a message from like Laidlaw's Harley the other day. They're like, hey, one of our customers wants your side covers. How do we go about purchasing them? I'm like, dude, I'm just a small business. I'm like, fucking purchase them through the damn, credit card thing that I have set up. Purchase them through PayPal. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really offer dealer pricing. Like, I pay all this money to have a website. Just fucking buy them. Yeah,
that's most people that are going to sell your products are going to want to try to have like that little dealer margin set up, which I get, but at the same time, man, like, it's a small business though. It's really hard. I mean, you're not cranking out 400 side covers in a batch. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I just make them to order and everything. And then it's like all my t-shirts and shit. I sell them cheap, like I make a couple bucks on a t-shirt, but it's just cooler to see like my friends and my buddies and all that shit, just like wearing my merch. So I'm like, t-shirt, $17, $18, $19. Like, hey.
What's going to fuck me though is, eventually this year, all this stuff we've been working on with our clothing and t-shirts and gloves and all this other shit we're going to be coming out with is going to come out. But there's also, it's also going to be a lot of money invested, and I'm not going to be able to return the favor for all the people that's giving me shirts.
Oh, dude, I know the same thing. Like, I've had a bunch of people hook me up with shirts and everything, and like, I try to keep it cool and everything. I'm like, hey, I'll send you stuff, but fuck, dude, like, I don't know.
It's almost like I was telling my buddy, I was like, dude, our first run of shirts is going to have to just go to like gifts to everybody that's giving a shirt.
Because like, dude, you can do a run of shirts and everything. You're like, all right, 100 shirts, 200 shirts, and you're like, I can get rid of that. And then you get your bill and it's fucking 2 G's.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, like, it adds up fast.
Yeah. So that's why, like, for the last like 6 months, every time I'm around people, even though I'm totally a hypocrite, because Lucky Days hooked me the fuck up. They let me go on a shopping spree with their clothes. But I've also bought 5 Lucky Dave seats in my lifetime at retail, and 3 sets of bars for my bike. So I could get a couple shirts for free. But yeah, like once I get these shirts out and the gloves and other things we got coming out, it's going to be really hard when everybody's like, hey man, what's up, man? I gave you a shirt 5 years ago. And I'm like, fuck, man. I have to buy shirts for dudes now.
Yeah, like this winter I got hooked up with a couple parts and everything, but the funny thing is I never asked for them.
Yeah.
I had people actually like come to me and they're like, hey, you wanna try this out? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Or they just sent me something and they go, Merry fucking Christmas.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, that's dope.
Well, that's kind of the thing, man. I think that's what happens when people see value in what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, dude, I'm like, I've done a lot of shit in my life. I've fucking vacation, fucking travel around and everything. And so I had a motorcycle when I was 18, 19 years old, and I rode it, and I got so many speeding tickets on it, and I got rid of it. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, 5-6 years later, I came across this like 6 or 750 Katana, fell in my lap for $200. I fucking owned it for 3 weeks. I sold it $800, and I was like, oh, whatever. It didn't bring back that fire. And then I was like, I had a little shop with 3 of my other buddies, and I did all this work on an old 64 Chevelle. And the owner of it, which was my boss's brother, he goes, hey, do you want me to pay my bill, or do you want to take my 2000 Road King in on trade, and then we'll figure out the rest? And I'm like, fuck, I don't need the money. Like, give me the bike. he gave me that 2000 Road King. I fucking threw a leg over it, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot how much I love motorcycles. And that was probably 3.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, I spent a lot of my time, like, not on bikes, you know, so I don't know if I'm technically biker. But at that moment I threw fucking, like, my leg back over that motorcycle, I'm like, fuck, I love this shit. And then, so that was in, like, September. You know, I live in Michigan, so then that winter, fucking, I went through and redid the bike. I did a 23-inch front wheel. I did air ride front and rear. I did, you know, see big old fucking gangster apes on it and everything. Yeah. And then next summer, I started riding this thing. I'm like, man, I'm riding this thing way too hard for what it is. So I enjoyed it for the summer. I loved it. And then by the end of the year, I was like, oh, screw it. You know, it's wintertime again. Like, put it for sale. Somebody bought it. And I'm like, all right. And then I went and bought that 2018 Road Glide. And I'm like, I want the brand new bike because I want to do trips. Like, I had my buddies that I met, you know, down in Daytona that live out in the Laconia area. Yeah. Like, I want to go see them. I want to go to Sturgis. I want to whatever. So I got that bike, and then I just kind of, like, ballsed out on it. Like, I literally bought a cam and exhaust before I bought the bike. So I was like, dude, you buy the cam and exhaust, like, you got to buy the bike. Like, that's how my thought process works. And then within 500 miles I had on the bike, I bought an Olin's inverted front end. I bought the rear shocks. And then my buddy sends me, it was your podcast, like right when it started out. I think it was like episode 2 or 3. And he's like talking about, or you were talking shit about fucking having Olin's inverted front end or whatever. And my buddy sends it to me. He's like, dude, listen to minute 43 of this. And I'm like, oh, damn. And then like, that's when I got hooked on your fucking podcast and everything. But since then, I've just been so invested into motorcycles because I fucking forgot how much I loved them. Yeah. You know, it's freedom. It's adventure. Like, I'm a traveling person. Yeah. You know, I've been around the world. I love traveling and all that shit. Motorcycles gives me that freedom.
Yeah, there's another thing that, like, you also do that I think we both share this, is that, like, you get to a point where you start, and it's kind of weird to even say it, but, like, you get to a point where you start becoming, like, some kind of inspiration for other people to do the same thing, and that's kind of an addictive thing as well. And it is for me, at least, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm a very influential person, you know, like, not saying like me to someone else. I'm saying someone else to me. I am too. Like, 100%. You know, like, I see someone acting like this in front of me, you know, if I hang around a bunch of assholes, I turn into an asshole. Yeah. If I hang around a bunch of cool people, I feel like I turn into, like, you know, pretty calm and cool, you know, so then, but I exploit myself sometimes on it, you know, so then it's like the whole fucking White Claw thing. Like, this shit fucking got out of hand, but it's fucking hilarious, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, at least you're having fun and you're drinking, but dude, I just got the worst hangovers when I drink that shit. I'm not saying it isn't good.
No, 100%. You drink White Claws, you're hungover as fuck.
Yeah, it's so bad. But
it's like all the sugar or whatever's in it. I don't fucking know, dude.
That night at then we were drinking the White Claws at the Buffalo Chip at that Camp Zero thing. Dude, I woke up with the worst hangover that day. I only had like 4.
I got a picture of that saved on my phone when you're fucking, I think Bob was handing you asprin halfway out of your fucking tent. I haven't ever dropped that photo.
Gotta drop that
one of these days I will.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's actually cool though, because like I said, it is what it is. Like, it's something that connects people, you know, and whether it's like people doing the YouTube video, or not the YouTube, but the Instagram chats, you know, like that shit, you know, to me, it's crazy, right? It's crazy because some of us are lucky. I know you are as well. I'm pretty fortunate. I live in a pretty urban area where I have lots of homies close by that are digging the same shit we're into. Yeah, I understand that a lot of people are spread out over the country, and they vibe with us and they fuck with us because we are on the same shit. But there's like 1,000 miles or 500 miles in between us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so that's a good way to kind of connect everybody and make them feel like part of it. Your camp out, my camp out, these fucking things that we all do, these chat rooms, all that shit. You know?
Yeah, because like that's a big thing with like some local people that I've been working with or been talking to. You know, people I know, just past friendships, 5, 6, 7 years, or, you know, people I have on my Facebook that I sold a truck to. Like, a dude hit me up this morning. He's like, dude, I just bought a Dyna. He's like, I'm a dirt bike guy. I want to wheelie it. Like, it was a guy his buddy bought my truck last year, but then I just added him as a friend, just a local dude. And I see all these people, and it's like, they keep coming around to me. They're like, you're the motorcycle guy around here. Like, you fucking ride. Like, this. Like, at least, you put the shit out there that you do. So then, I get questions all the time and, just telling them and everything. And it's cool. And it's like, we talk about our internet friends that are 500 miles away. But I'm like, I'm bringing this shit to, like, right where I'm at. I have the coolest group of friends, like, locally, of just that, we're all getting into this performance Harley, my buddy Charlie Rock Cycle Service, buddy Blake. I remember when he went to me and he started he bought a Dyna. And then I think I shared your podcast with him and he listened to a couple episodes. Next thing he messages me and he was 8 hours away from home on a road trip. He didn't even tell me he was leaving or anything like that. He's like, I just got bored. I drove down to Tennessee and I'm like, fuck yeah, he's about this life, and it's so cool. And then we do our campouts and shit. And we meet the people that are willing to drive 500, 1,000 miles to come camp for 2 days.
Yeah.
Drink beers and fucking camp for 2 days.
Talk shit, dude. I wish Peaches would come back.
Dude, I know. I'm so pissed he sold his bike. He was so
pussy.
funny on it. Fucking Peaches.
Oh shit. Yeah, man, that's what it is, dude. It's and that is what makes the campouts great. And John Jessup is the one that got me hyped about doing the first one. And he tried to pull one off up there in NorCal, and I can't remember all the details, but I don't know if it didn't get as much traction or what, but then we tried one here and it worked out well. And then you guys, and how was the PA camp out y'all tried to do last year?
It was decent. It ended up being, it was like really last minute. So it was just at somebody's like cabin, they had a cabin in the woods. We didn't even do it at a campground or anything like that. We're just, we had our big Instagram group chat, which there's people from New York in it, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia Beach, North Carolina, and all that. So we just did it at this guy's place, which it kind of got rained out again. But we still had a good time. We still had some good rides. I ended up, I stripped out my whole fucking front sprocket. So I got like chain final drive, instead of a belt. I thought my clutch was going bad. Like that famous meme where it's like, the customer says his clutch is going bad. But like my rear sprocket looked good. My chain looked good. But fucking my front sprocket was just worn the fuck out.
It's gone. Yeah, I remember you ended up having the trailer in back from that trip, right?
Yeah, and then we ran out of gas in the damn Jeep, and I was sitting there like as we're coasting to a stop. I looked over, I was like, "Oh, I got a Monster Hydro energy bottle," and I was like, "I got my tools and my bike." Fucking, I hop out of the truck as soon as it stopped. I started ripping the gas tank off my bike because it broke at a gas station, so I had a full tank of gas in it.
Yeah,
I fucking take the gas off and tip my gas tank over and fill up a couple bottles of that. Fill the Jeep back up. We were literally a half mile from the gas exit. Like, I could see it. It's like the gas station was right up there, but we didn't have enough steam to make it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I still think it'd be cool if like some other people would get involved with this whole camp out thing in like different parts of the country that maybe we could go to. Like, I would love to do like a Pacific Northwest one, somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we're, in that big group chat I have, we're bullshitting about even doing one like Virginia area or North Carolina or Tennessee. Like,
dude,
we'll still work out details.
That'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah, just that area. I don't know, like, because you have like the Dragon's Tail, which everything. I know in West Virginia, there's this new road called the Talon. People tell me about. Just beautiful paved road. Go out, rip it, badass corners. So I want to go check that out. I haven't checked it out, but
yeah, those kind of things would be fun. Like I was planning on doing some of West Virginia on that motorcycle trip, but like I said, it's probably gonna get canceled.
So yeah, like with these campouts, like I don't know, I don't make anything like you said. It's just I go out and I do it. I just like I found a sweet place in northern Michigan because I have people like come to me. They're like, "Dude, I just want to camp in northern Michigan, or I want to go ride, Michigan." I'm like, "Fucking come northern Michigan." Like northern Michigan's where it's at. So I found a motorcycle based campground, and I'm like, "Come out." Beyond that, I just tell people the details of the campground. I'm like, it's $10 a night per person. It is what it is.
Yeah, I've been being an asshole with that because every time someone hits me up and asks me like detailed questions like that, like for one, on another tangent here, I'm so annoyed with people who do not read. You know what I mean? Like, put it like this: we would make a post on like Instagram, and it'll be like kind of a flyer for the campout with dates and everything on it. And then the first message or comment would be, "Is this still going on?" Posted 43 seconds ago. Yes, faggot. Dude, why would I post this thing that's not going on that says be there next week? You know what I mean? So that's the number one reason why it gets annoying. The second is like, hey, what's the address?
I said it's at Kriver Campground.
Yeah.
Did you try Googling it?
Google it, nerd. You know what I mean? Like, do you want me to hold your hand the entire time? Like, be an adult. You know what I mean? And the other thing is like, that's the other thing about it is that like, I think a lot of people are in a position where they feel like it's an event, and if they come, then I benefit somehow, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, this is the event, so they should be happy that I'm going to make it to it. I'm like, no, I'm fine if you don't go, bro. I'm going to have a good time.
I got to take a piss break. Is that all right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, be right back.
Right.
You keep talking. Good.
Cool. Yeah, I was like I was saying, man, I think that like I really don't know what the fees are. I think they're like $10 or $15, and I know I should probably find that out. But like, man, I want people to feel like an adult, like feel like they tried or they've. I want them to feel like they earned everything. Like I don't want to paint the whole thing out. I don't want to give you a suggested route to get there. You know what I mean? Fucking live a little bit. You know what I mean? Learn.
Right. And that's just kind of backtrack or like side story on that. So I posted some pictures of like my bike when I'm building it. And then like the moment I post it, people are like, what fender's that? What's this, that? And then like finally, like one day I was just having a bad day. I'm like, just try to search, find it yourself, and maybe learn something along the way. And I said that to somebody, and they kind of got like a little salty with me a little bit on a message. But I'm like, dude, like if you want me to paint everything out, like when I build something or do something, like I do so much fucking research, like
Yeah.
And if you want me to lay it completely out for you on every aspect of it, you're not going to learn a damn thing.
So this is what happens also is that what I've learned with myself, when I do take the time to answer all those questions and be Mr. Informative, and then they don't use any of the advice.
Right.
I'm like, well, fuck you then. Like, why waste my time? And you're going to go and do exactly the opposite thing that I just informed you all about. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Learn on yourself.
Right. That was like when I talked to you about paint on my bike. We were talking about that turquoise-ish and everything. I already had a teal candy like spray out done.
Yeah.
Like I tried. It didn't work out how I wanted to. And then I was like, oh, fuck, man. Like, I'll ask him, how did he achieve this? Because I don't know, and then you came up, you're like, hey, I'll call you in a minute. And you explained it. We tried it and everything. And it still came out sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if I see effort to somebody, I have no problem answering questions. But when it comes to laziness, I really don't care.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. Today I had a dude, and I'm not trying to talk shit about him because he's a pretty cool guy, but he asked me about my West Coast T-bars. And I was like, yeah, I run West Coast T-bars. He goes, any advice for putting them on? Dude, that's such a vague...
Lube?
That's such a big question. Like, what do you mean? Like, do you want me to make a YouTube video on how to put it on? Like, I don't know what you're... like, do you know how to put handlebars on?
Do you want me to tell you exactly where I cut them? But then I had the same thing because like I ran a bar and riser set up with like the Krause pullback plate with my gauges in the factory location before. So when somebody would like come to me and I'd just send them, I had like close detailed pictures. So like I had them already saved an album, because I have so many questions that people like repeatedly ask.
Yeah. So
I'll just quick send them pictures. I'm like, here's a link, here's a picture, whatever.
So with the West Coast T-bars, they actually, on their website, when you click to order the bars that are for the road glides, there is a link on the actual page with the bars for a template you can print out to show you where to cut on the fucking on the nacelle. So
like, how much easier could that be?
Exactly. It's about being aware of everything. Like when you post a picture of your bike and you tag each individual part and manufacturer. It's a Hoffman Designs fender. It's a fucking Clockworks windshield. It's this bars. And then some dude or some buddy, you know, just goes, what bars are those? And I'm like, this whole post is about these handlebars. If you read the post, fucking read it. You know what I mean? I didn't type words for nothing. They're not hashtags. Read it, you know? But it's like, I don't know. I guess if you're one of those dudes that doesn't get a lot of engagement when you post things, then maybe you can't relate to the annoyance of certain things. And, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm not.
That's the thing. I answer a lot of questions. I talk to 50 to 100 people on a fucking daily basis, you know, just of shit. So like, I don't get too annoyed, but like with the lack of effort, you know, sometimes I do. Yeah. It is what it is. So,
yeah, I was trying to explain, you know, and like I said, I'm nowhere near like a good ass model on Instagram, but when you get like, I usually on average get between 20 and 40 people a day on helmet questions, right?
Yep.
And then if I make any other post or any other story about anything else, I usually either get a lot of thumbs up, you know, people like what we're doing, or you get like questions like I said a while ago, like what bars are those? How do I install them? You know what I mean? Like I can't. It's not that I don't want to help people, but I have so much going on in my life. You know,
I physically don't have enough time in the day to.
Before I got here, I stopped. Yesterday, I did a story with my buddy that works here, and we were talking shit about the line to go to Starbucks. And there was also, I was actually talking about the Walmart parking lot that was stacked with people, but there's a line to go into Starbucks that was literally looks like they were camping out waiting for the new Jordans to come out or some shit, you know? And I was thinking to myself, like, I wish I had that much free time to care that much about a fucking cup of coffee. You know what I mean? And I don't. So what I'm getting at here is that, like, I don't have enough time in my day to engage that much in the conversations that, you know what I mean? Like
it's like sometimes I respond to people like I don't mean to sound short, but it's like I'm gonna answer you, and then I'm gonna go to the next person, I'm gonna answer them. Next thing I know, I'm gonna come back. And like it was a funny thing. I was gonna make a big old picture about this one day. Like, oh, you didn't answer my question. I'm like, all right, well, did you Facebook message me? Did you Instagram message me? Did you text me? Did you call me? Did you put it on fucking my business Instagram? Did you put it on my business Facebook? Like, we have so many ways to communicate nowadays that it's so hard to keep up with everybody and everything.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why I want to get rid of the podcast page, because I get a lot of people going straight to there for tagging videos or even potential sponsors or questions about it. And I rarely get on that page at all. So I'll lose the story that someone posted or tagged me in that and things like that. So, and the reason why I'm trying to stick with just the Fast Life Garage for the podcast is because we have a bigger audience on there. And for my, for the potential listeners and for my guests that I have on, to get them the maximum exposure, I would rather push all that on the page that has 30-something thousand people on it, not 3,000 people. So, but yeah, like that stuff, it's tough. Like, I get paint questions every day, and I answer, like you said, I answer most all of them as long as the questions show me that you've tried. You know what I mean? Like I can't remember his Instagram, like Bill Ski, something like that.
Oh yeah, Billy.
Yeah, so he hit me up. He run a set of your side covers, and he was asking about leaf. Dude, it was like he had already showed me what he tried, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll help this dude out. I just, hey, what's your number? Let me call you real quick. I'll tell you everything I know. But I also tell everybody, I'm like, look, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. You're still going to struggle with it for a long time. So just get ready. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just fucking hard. You know what I mean? I knew
it's like a perfect storm with like silver leaf, and it seems like it's just like what you say. Your sizing, it's got to take a certain amount of time to dry, and then you put it on, and then you got to swirl. I don't know. I'm not a painter. I just kind of pay attention.
It's minute details that change the course of the outcome with those things. But like I helped him out, and then he asked other questions. I helped him out, but I had one dude ask me, "Hey, where'd you learn how to paint?" The the school of trial and error, and I'm class of 15 years.
That was I had one buddy, and I was talking to him on Facebook and everything. You know, he was talking to me about big bores, and he goes to me. He's like, he asked a question. I'm like, I don't know, like whatever. I've never had a service manual from a bike. He goes, how'd you build your bike without a service manual? I'm like, fucking lefty loosey, righty tighty. Figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Figure it the fuck out. Fitfo.
Fitfo, you know?
Yeah.
Just, I do that with a lot of things in my life. You know, I'll jump in balls deep and I'll figure it out. You know, I'll fuck it up. And then sometimes I'll tell the people I fucked it up, you know, like I know where my flaws are at, you know, and then if there's something that sketches me out, I probably don't tell them about it. And then when it finally happened, they go, oh, I don't know what happened. But in my mind, I'm going, I know exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a crazy mess, man. Like, and I hate to sound like I'm bitching. And, you know, I know you're not bitching either, because we both really do love being able to help people. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just hate lack of effort. That's all I'm getting at. Is if you try and you want to ask me a question, fuck yeah. Every time I'm going to be like, hey, been there, that same point, boom. But if you're being lazy about it, I don't know. Whatever.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's a fucking mess, man. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope every time, because you're going to piss some people off because you're not going to fucking answer them fast enough and whatever. So.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people don't like – I know there's a lot of people that don't like me or my opinions, but honestly, they don't ever say shit to me. So
right.
It's like, you know, I don't know, like.
No, like sometimes like myself, like I try to hold my opinions back too much. So then it's like, you know.
How was it when you posted? I was catching in one of the group chats when you posted pictures of your bike done in like a road glide form on Facebook or some shit. Like, how'd that go?
Oh, dude, that like, so like somebody shared it, you know, because I got my one Instagram and it put it on my Facebook. So somebody shared it off my Facebook onto Addicted to Baggers. And then so I was like, all right, screw it. There's this Road Glide Nation. Like, dude, this is just full of boomers. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. And so I was like, I'm going to share it on there. I just want to see the comments. So I put my bike on there. And like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. You know, I just unveiled it this past week and everything with a full rebuild 2018 Road Glide. But it's like I cut the back of the bags a little bit. I got my Screaming Speed N Fab side covers. It's a stock tank, you know, not even cut. It's floorboards. It's got a stock fairing on it. People are like, that's an FXR. I'm like, they're like, we need to make a Road Glide version of this. I'm like, it is a fucking Road Glide. And then one guy's like, oh, is this even a Road Glide anymore? I'm like, dude, it's got a stock fairing, stock tank, stock rear bags and fender that are just cut a little bit, and stock wheels. Like, yeah, what makes you not think it's a Road Glide?
Yeah.
Like, I have these little triangle side covers, and I guess to people it makes them look like dynos.
It's a glitch in the Matrix, man.
They're like, that ain't normal. Yeah. That ain't normal.
So, what is that? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I get it, man. But I feel like people are starting to really kind of accept, like the boomer kind of crowd is starting to accept more of the T-bar, moto style bars on glides.
Oh, like in person, like, you know, some bike shows around here, like last year. So I had the Olin's inverted front end on my bike. Like in person, some of the old guys, they'd walk up and they'd be like, I know what you did there. Like, this bike is badass. Like, because they knew what Olin's were and everything like that. But then you get on some of these, like, these Facebook forums where the old guys like that, they won't speak up. But then you get the people that are, you know, they just have to lay their comment out there. Yeah. They got to talk shit. You know, they're like, you ruined that bike. To other people, they think it's the coolest thing out there, you know, or whatever. So it is what it is. I don't give a fuck.
There's a shop here in Texas. He's actually a good friend of mine. That made he's built some really wild, extravagant big wheel stuff.
Yep.
And apparently he's building a quote unquote performance bagger, but it's got a fat front tire. He's building a whole frame off of it, and all he's doing, I mean, it's got like a 23-inch fat front tire. So that fat front tire weighs more than a 26-inch wheel does. And it's like, so to me, I saw that and I wanted to go like, no, bro, this is not a performance bagger. Like, your motor does not make it a performance bagger. Like, and he's still not putting the T-bars, not putting moto bars. It's not any of that shit. It's just a fast bagger with a motor. And I think he's building an aluminum frame for it, which I don't even know how that's going to work out well.
So on a little side note of that, if you do an 18-inch fat front tire, where people are doing the 180 fronts, but they're on an 18-inch wheel, and it's basically the same as the rear. Like, I will completely say you can make that perform. Like, I've rode an 18-inch fat front wheel bike.
Yeah.
They just want to turn. Like, they don't feel heavy in the front end, anything like that. So, I've seen some people, they've done the 2-over front, they've done the 18-inch fat tire and everything. And that can totally be a performance bagger to me, with the 18-inch wheel. If it's a 21 fat or a 23 fat, like, no, that's too heavy. But like, we look at the new Softail fat bobs. Those have equal tires front and rear.
Yeah.
And like, for the people that say stock bike to stock bike, I've heard the fat bob is like the best handling bike out there, with the same size tires.
It's not a bad idea. What I love about those fat bobs is if you take like our wheels off our baggers and put those on those, fucking sick looking, dude.
Oh yeah. The
so
rear, we have that one group chat and that one guy's kind of doing it, and the front will go across, but like the rear with the cush drive built into the wheel, it's a little bit more of an issue. But man, does a fat bob look good with an 1819 on it.
Fucking sick, does. Yeah, I would rock a fat bob if I could do that front end convert or the wheel conversion in a heartbeat. Yeah, because it looks so sick. I don't know, but yeah, that's a good point. Because those smaller tires do. I've heard. I've never ridden one, so I don't have experience on it, but I've heard that they handle good. But it was weird because like when I first started hearing about it, I was hearing they handle good from somebody that had been riding big wheel stuff all the time. Yeah. So it's hard to get that. And then
when I came down to your Fast Life garage party, Mark from Texas Performance let me ride a Softail for 400, 500, 600 miles that weekend.
Yeah.
That was my first time riding a Softail. Dude, those new Softails are just a great chassis. Yeah. Like, I threw it in some corners. We went and hit Texas Hill Country after we left your shop party and did that podcast and everything. And then he threw me on right from the Softail, and I was like, hey, let's switch bikes. He had that 85, 86, whatever FXR, pretty much bone stock with a little bit of motor, and like the freaking Softail just handles so good. The FXR, like, I don't know, I think that was the first FXR I at least got to throw around corners. So
yeah, how'd you like it compared, like the bikes compared? The FXR?
The Softail is just smooth. Like the FXR, it felt a little bit more raw. Just you had to be careful with the rear brake, between locking it up and everything. That the new Softail just felt smooth. Definitely he's had some work done to the Softail between, front end and rear shock and everything, but they're great. I'd still probably ride my bagger over them.
What rear tire have you been running lately? Like, you were always a Metzler guy, right? Or a Bridgestone?
I run a Bridgestone G850. Right. They literally only make like 3 sizes in that rear. They don't make a matching front. But a 180, 55, 18. Dude, it's so sticky. Like, my bike will pull up the front wheel in rain.
Wow. So yeah, like I just finally replaced my Commander 2 off my rear wheel with had 24,000 miles on it. And apparently they're not, or at least from what I'm seeing, they're not. They discontinued the Commander 2 now. All they got is a Commander 3, and they couldn't. Yeah, which
they just unveiled those Commander 3s when we were in Dallas, I think.
Yeah. And so I tried to get a Commander 3, but they didn't have anywhere around here in Texas. So I ended up, since I'm going to be putting rims on my bike here in the next month or so that we have coming out, and so I ended up needing a new tire for this Campout because I wanted to go rip the thing. So I ended up going with the Shinko just for the. Okay. Everybody said just it was sticky.
Just the rear?
Yeah, just the rear.
Okay.
So I don't know how. Yeah.
Another one I've been hearing like a shit ton of good about. I haven't tried them yet. Those Metzler Cruise Techs are called, which like the old Metzler ME 880s or something like that. I was seeing like a bunch of tread issues, but people are saying these new Metzlers are badass. So I want to try those out maybe next time.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thought was, you know, because when I get these new wheels in, those stock bagger wheels are going to be for sale, and I think it'd be able to sell them a lot easier with tires on it instead of dropping $350 on a new Commander 3.
Yeah,
$150. It'll, you know, probably have a.
It's got something that rolls on it and it's round, and it's their problem at the end of the day.
And then I don't know what I'm gonna do tire wise on the next run, because the Commander 2s really did good for me, but I do want to get my. I don't know. Maybe I'll try the Metzlers, do front and rear on that if they offer it. And
yeah,
see what it does.
I think those Metzlers were on Mark's bike when I rode them, because he was trying them out. Because Mark's pretty good about, you know, trying out products before he pushed them to a customer to sell them or anything. So. Exactly.
Yeah, he's really good about that. I've always said that, like, a guy like him is the kind of guy you'd want to have as a real ambassador for your products, you know, like, since he's a shop that sells your products and he has the ability to ride very, very well, he can be one of the best guys to let people know whether or not it's a quality product or not, you know. Same thing.
I hope he makes it to the Campout.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him much. I know he's got a lot going on. You know, he's a single dad. His family's
I talked to him last night.
That's cool. Yeah, I hope he comes too. He's probably trying to pull that same shit he did last time.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna mysteriously show up when Steve's wasted.
Yeah,
just so then Steve gets that ultimate reaction when Mark shows up.
Yeah, it's weird because I love Mark to death, man, and I feel like him not being at those things, it's like, it's kind of like a part of you is missing. You know what I mean? Especially since he's been to every one, and like, same thing is like, if you couldn't make it, like, it would feel like somebody that's made this become what it is isn't here to help continue it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's weird. I
at least
see him there.
At least without good reason, you know.
Yeah.
But no, dude, fucking Fast Life Campouts, like, I'm gonna be at fucking every one that I can to be, you know, for the rest of the life.
While you were pissing, I was looking on the phone, and Justin, my machinist, just posted up some pictures of his bike getting ready for the camp out. So same thing, man.
Fuck,
like, we've made so many rad ass friends from just doing shit. You know what I mean?
So, like, I don't ever know if I posted it, but Justin, like, how I met him through Instagram. He posted a photo, like, that gray bike that he has, that gray roadside. He was redoing it, and he was putting his gauges where his radio is, which he sells that product now that he has a CNC machine. So I was talking to him, like, hey, my roommate, you know, Bastard Glide, just like kind of did the same thing, and I started bullshitting with him, and like, he was in the middle of this build, and then I was like, where are you from? He's like, Arkansas. I was like, dude, that's not far from Oklahoma. Like, you're about this life. Like, come out to this camp out. Like, it's in, you know, 2 months. And that was, you know, a year and 2 months ago and everything. I was like, come out to this. Come check out the people. Fucking, it's a good time. And, like, that was the first time. And then, like, I show up there, and, like, he comes up. He's talking to me and everything. I'm like, I don't know who the motherfucker this is, because he doesn't have one picture of himself on his Instagram. And then finally, like, he talks and points over his bike. I was like, oh, you're my machinist. Like, where the fuck's the name tags?
Exactly. That's when I met him, too. I mean, when you kind of got him to come out. And like I said, he's like part of the fold now. It's like, you know.
Oh, yeah. Like, he came out to your Fast Life Garage Party. He did that podcast and everything. He's killing it with his old fucking CNC, you know, between his gauge relocations, risers, you know, my swing arm, all that shit. It's dope. It's cool seeing your homie make it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, watching him, especially like with his bagger's kind of an older version, you know, like it's a early 2000s version.
Yep.
And that fucking thing goes, dude. Like last year, I'm on my Road Glide. I didn't do the cams yet, though. It was just stock motor, just with a pipe and air cleaner. And I'm at the top of my RPMs, man. Top of them. And his bike just pulls mine. Dude,
that was like that road right out of the campground, you know? Yeah. I think it's, 25 miles north till you hit the first gas station?
Yeah.
So, like, last year, we go out of the campground, and I was probably 2/3 of the way back in the pack. And then I was like, all right, time to fucking pass people, you know, like Mark's up front, whatever. I just start jamming. I'm passing people on the left, hitting these sweepers, fucking passing on the inside and shit. And then just keep going. I finally get up to Mark, fucking pass him. So I'm like number one. And then we make it to this gas station, pull over. It's me, Mark, and I'm like, all right, who's going to be number 3? Fucking number 3 was fucking my machinist and his 95 cubic inch bagger, fucking with a 21 and 18. And I was like, fuck yeah, did not expect that, but hell yeah.
Who was all? So you guys kind of were the ones that kind of lead the fast ride, and it was like you, Mark, my machinist. I think Craig rode with you guys.
Yep.
And then Blake, who went down last year, and then who else was on that group up there?
That was it. That was us 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah. So like before Blake went down, we all got at least a picture of the bikes.
Yeah.
Freaking half hour before that happened and everything. So.
I think if my bike if I haven't ridden it with this new tire, but if it feels good, I'm gonna try to keep up with you guys this year. I don't think the wife's gonna be on the bike much.
Hey, KTFU, keep the fuck up.
I love that saying, man. That's the best. You put it on the swing arm too.
All that shit came out me and Peaches. We last winter we had a fucking hell of a winter.
Yeah.
Just getting wasted because it was such a cold winter, so we just get drunk all the time. And I'm all talking to him about the Fast Life Campout and everything, and it all comes out on road trips,
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big person. We're gonna stop, we're gonna fill up. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hang out for an hour because my ass ain't gonna feel any better when I'm standing there and whatever. And I'm like, you want a road trip with me? Keep the fuck up. And fucking my roommate ended up recording that whole thing. And it just became a saying from after that. I love it.
Yeah, it's fucking went viral is what happened. It went performance bagger viral.
You want to keep the fuck up t-shirt? I'm a website.
It's a good saying though. I mean, yeah, dude.
Right. Because it's not saying I'm the fastest dude out there. It's just saying you want a road trip with me? Keep the fuck up.
Yeah.
You want to smash as many miles as you can in a 24-hour day? You got to diligently be with yourself. Me and you, when we smashed from Omaha to Sturgis, we did 500 miles in 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
We literally just got on back roads. We fucking hit our speed limit. We're just fucking holding it. Get to a little town, slow down, fucking that. I put in, I think our first rip, we hit 186 miles. I put 5.896 gallons in my tank on a 6-gallon tank. I was like, if he doesn't pull over to this gas station, fuck him. I'm pulling over because I ain't making it to the next one.
I usually only try to push 120, 130 tops on a push. Because that's about an hour and a half of riding, 2 hours, depending on how you're riding.
Yeah, we hit damn near fucking 187 miles on that one.
Dude, me and my buddy Brad, he's the one that did all my AC shit here. We did Fayetteville home one year, and that's 200. No, not Fayetteville. We were leaving Fayetteville coming here, and we gassed up 208 miles away on our baggers, and we did it. We made it to the.
No, dude, my 124 was not making it.
Yeah,
because we were holding, me and you. Holding 110 mile an hour pace.
Yeah.
105, 110.
Yeah.
This is what it was. Me and you just fucking sinking
There's
right in.
Nobody out there, There's a couple of cars, a couple of trucks, but we were just kind of trying to be vigilant for the cops here and there. We only maybe passed a couple, but it was always
It was we came to a town, 35, 45, 55 mile an hour town.
Yeah.
We hit that speed limit. But then it was back in the open road, just fucking let's go.
I feel like every time we came up to a cop that he already had somebody pulled over, so we were good. So
yeah.
It was one of those trips.
Just one of those luck out all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a good time, man. I think that, I don't know, when we got to that last town, I think it's called Valentine, I think is the town.
Yep.
That town is usually from there I go north into South Dakota, but me and you went further west, and I feel
that one dude came up to us and he's like, dude, don't go north. It's all fucking construction.
Yeah.
He's like, keep going this way and everything. So
I really, really like riding West Nebraska. It's rolling hills, got a couple little plateaus and cliffs and shit. I think it's fucking nice.
We ended up coming up into Badlands area, and everything. Dude, it was fucking that rip that day was so fucking awesome.
It was weird because we came through some straight Indian towns.
Oh yeah, dude.
I felt like we were gonna get not welcome. Not welcome. Dude, it was
oh dude. So then another time last year, I'm just gonna go on a little road trip story. Last year, that Bilski guy that we were talking about earlier, RG Destroyer, and my buddy Mason Mary, which we're just building him a 124 M8. I hit them up, and like we're all heading out to Laconia, and they're all like, well, Bilski's like Toledo area, Toledo, Ohio, and then the other two are Cincinnati area, and we're like, hey, let's meet up in Cleveland. And then one of them's like, I got a spot on a hotel. We'll get 2 hotel rooms. Cool. Me and Chuck, Charlie Rock Cycle Service get there about midnight. And then we go to take off in the morning. We hang out in the hotel, meet up. First time ever meeting these guys in my life. And we go to take off, and Chuck's fucking charging system's fucked up. We're like, all right, where's the nearest Harley dealer? Like, we got to get this shit sorted. He's completely capable of working on his own bike, just doesn't have the tools to take it apart, his whole primary inside the road. We take to the fucking Harley dealer, and we waited there for 5 hours. I went and picked up parts from a different Harley dealer and ran them back to them. They just raped them. It was like $850 for a charging system or some shit. So then we're like 5 hours behind schedule. And dude, we had the hardest, most exhilarating rip across the state of New York. 5 bikes, just fucking 95, 100 miles an hour across the whole state of New York. Fucking halfway across the state, fucking RG Destroyer's Adam Kendall's bike. Fucking, we look at the rear tire, we're like, dude, you have so many cords showing. We ended up trying to find a local motorcycle shop, and being Crystal City Motor Works. Fucking, he hit him up. He's like, hey, dude, I need a tire. I don't care if it's used, abused, fucking broken or stolen. Like, it's just got to be better than the one I fucking have on my bike. We go get a tire change midday, continue on, and then finally we're making it into Albany, New York, and then fucking Vermont and New Hampshire at about like, I don't know, 10 o'clock. Like, it's darker and fuck. And we made it to Laconia finally by like 1 in the morning. So we smashed like 700 miles that day. Yeah. Probably the most exhilarating road trip of my life, with 5 dudes let's just fucking get it.
Yeah, dude, I think those are the dudes that offered me and my buddy a place to crash at Laconia this year.
Yeah, dude. Adam Kendall, RG Destroyer, one of the most solid dudes you ever meet in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was I think last week or the week before, I was doing every day on my stories, I was posting like a short story about a bike trip I was on. Like just a picture from that ride, and like a little bit of information about what took place. And the last year that me, my buddy Brad, we did on the big wheel baggers to San Francisco. We did it on the big wheels. I built his and mine, and it was all great. But we had air ride problems out the ass, right? Yep. And I've told the story a million times. But we both rode. We were going through Monument Valley, going to Grand Canyon, and then my air ride system blows. So I'm running one shock on the rear. I had to tee it all off. 20 miles later, his shit blows. You had to tee it all off. So we're rolling 350 miles to Vegas on one air ride shock per bagger. You know what I mean? Yep. Got there, got it done, had a fucking blast of a night because we were so stoked that we rode, because it was like a 500, 600 mile day. We were so stoked that we made it, got there. Next day, we're going to leave. We're going to NorCal. Buddy's bike blows up. Motor just goes. 20 miles outside of, right at the border of California and Nevada, right there when you're going towards like LA and shit. And we had to sit there and wait at the gas station for like 2 or 3 hours. We had to go to our buddy Sean TOL shop so he can put shocks on our bike early in the morning. We got both of those done on the road. We leave town. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Our buddy's motor blows. 6 o'clock, the tow truck's there. He's situated. He's going back. He's getting a rental car. He's going back home, right? Yeah. We had 600 miles to go to our next stop at 6 p.m. It was we arrived at 4 a.m. It was dude, we passed gas stations and we're trying to crash, laying next to the pump. We were so fucking tired. And mind you, we got to Vegas the night before, so we went hard as fuck in the paint, getting drunk. Yep. You know what I mean? Yeah. Woke up, had like breakfast, got the bikes fixed, and tried to hit the road. And man, it's like those kind of trips, man. Like those are fucking sucked. Memories right there. That day sucked, but it's like, why am I talking about it now? Fucking 5 years later. Why am I talking about that and not talking about the good view I had the next day after we made it?
Because shit didn't go right.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, that was our trip to Laconia last year. So it started off, it was just shit. Just had to spend 5 hours at a fucking dealership fucking around. Dude, I passed a cop, I think it's 65 miles an hour. You know, I'm leading in the group of 5. I passed a cop at 95 and a 65. I fucking rolled off the throttle and I said, fuck that, catch up. And I fucking rolled back into it. Like,
ketchup. That's the next shirt. It's going to be a bottle of ketchup.
And then fucking, we do that. And then we get to the next town as Albany. We finally pulled off. And like, Albany is like crazy. So I'm leading. I got my GPS in my headset and everything. I go to my 4 buddies behind me. I'm like, hey, just back off. I don't know if I'm going to go fucking left or right up here. Like, don't be riding next to me. Ain't nothing against you. Just back up 10 foot, you know, whatever. If I got to cut hard right, you know, I'll cut hard right. And then we made it through Albany just being fucking ruthless as fuck. And then we went on there. Dude, it was just hands down. It was the fucking best road trip day I ever had in my life. It sucked, but it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's do you ever feel like when you get around certain dudes, you just ride more shitty? Like, not shitty like skill-wise, but shitty like, I'm being a fucking asshole. Like we did at Spearfish, dude. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude, so, like, I met up with these guys. You know, I've only talked to them on Instagram. And then it was like, hey, you're going to Laconia. I'm going to Laconia. Let's meet up. All right. We literally got on the highway that next morning. Somebody was fucking riding the shoulder passing a car within 4 minutes. And I was like, today's going to be a good day. All right, yeah. Let's go. So dude, like I still remember my buddy Chuck tells me, you know, he was riding out there. And he's like, dude, we go to pass, and it was like me and Chuck hit the left shoulder, and then fucking Adam and the other people hit the right shoulder. And it was like 15 semis in a row. And he's like, I look over at Adam. Adam's just got his modular helmet flipped up on the shoulder, hidden his vape pen, fucking, and I'm just looking at him in between semis, just fucking everything. Like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with him?
That's fucking gangster. Man, that's wild, man. But yeah, that's the same thing that happens, man. Like, you get
a moment and you get with people that can fucking ride, and it's so worth it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I always equate to, like, you know, like when you're kind of buzzed, you jump on the bike and like all, you know, like inhibitions kind of go out the window. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna ride like cops don't exist real quick, and then
yeah, that was like me when I fucking unloaded my bike off HBI's dyno the other day and fucking ripped that wheelie.
Exactly. Yeah, man, it's just wild, dude. So what do you think's like what do you think you're gonna try to like for sure do this year? Like, what's the rest of the year look like for you based on like the situations that we have?
So hopefully everything goes good. I'm gonna be at your fucking camp out. Like, I literally have like 6 miles on my bike since it's been off the dyno. I'm gonna, when we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna go take it for a rip. It's looking pretty nice outside. So your camp out, Laconia, I don't give a fuck if it's going on or if it's not. I'm still going out there. I got buddies that live out there, so I'm going to be out there. Sturgis is still a maybe. I got my camp out that's in July, so I skipped over a little bit. So my camp out in July, I don't give a fuck if whatever's going on, come on out. Then Sturgis, I don't know, I'll probably do that V-Twin Visionary show in the Smoky Mountains. So
yeah,
those are all pretty much for sure. So
yeah, I'm kind of torn because trying to link up with podcasts and still, I need to go east so fucking bad, dude. I need to go east.
It's so gorgeous. Up like northeast, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, but it's like the window of opportunity is just so low. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can literally go to Cali in December. I can go ride to Cali in December and be fine. You know what I mean? I'll catch some bad weather here and there, maybe some super cold nights, but for the most part, I can do that anytime. But
dude, fucking come to Laconia.
I want to, man. You know what's really fucking me now? What's really fucking me is the fact that it's fucking me, but it's a blessing. It's like I'm starting to get hit up by the kind of shops I've always wanted to have the opportunity to do paint work for. And they're wanting to build shit for Sturgis and this. And that means that in June, I could be doing some very high profile projects for people that I've always wanted to do work for. and I'm weighing this financial gain of like doing badass jobs, get paid really good money, have my work out there, or go ride bikes and have a good time. And I'm struggling with that, like that responsible decision.
Right. Like I always think about it, I'm like, you can have a fat bank account or you can have a fat memory bank. Like, you know, like one. You can do good times or you can fucking have a fucking fat bank account. You're like, I got all this money, but at the end of the day, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And you ain't taking it with you. So,
yeah, 100%, man.
So you gotta judge on that, what's worth it and what's not.
Yeah. I mean, everybody liking the fact that we ride, like I ride, you ride. I mean, it feels good. It's like a dopamine hit to see dudes that dig us because we're riding and we're trying to set that example, right? But at the same time, none of that shit pays any bills. You know what I mean?
No, it don't.
It doesn't. And I don't know. It's a complete passion thing. That's what's weird about it all. It's like if we could figure out how to keep our nice new bikes and not work and just go live like gypsies, I'd fucking do that shit in a heartbeat, dude.
100%. That's my fucking lifestyle. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll just figure it out today or I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Exactly.
You know?
So, I don't know. It's a tough one, but I do want to get to New York bad. I just got to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. Just keep an open mind. I don't know. I'm still going to be in Laconia. If you want to come out, fucking, it is what it is at this point. I don't even care. Yeah. Like, fuck your coronavirus shit.
Yeah. I'm not really, I'm just over it right now. Like, I'm kind of scared that like the government's going to look at it like, oh, that was easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, right.
And then like that was easy, and all these fucking people, like, dude, I'm going to a fucking gas station, and these little nerdy ass fucking 20-year-old kids are like all fucking hazmat suited out and shit, damn near acting like I'm carrying some shit, which I might be. I don't fucking know, but they're like, you know, walking by you. They like fucking walk like a perimeter around you and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Like I keep my distance in public just to like not have confrontation with people. You know, like I'll stand back in lines and all that shit. Well, I ain't scared.
I hold doors open for people. Like
oh yeah,
you know, and like I feel like people are like, "You fucking animal." Like I feel like they're being mean because I'm trying to be courteous and shit. And I'm like,
dude, I had it at it was the hardware store the other day. They're like, they'll allow like 12 people inside the hardware store at the time. I just need some nuts and bolts for the bike, and then fucking I go walk out and I just go. And there was like a line of 10 people. I just go, another one, you know, just joking around like, hey, you can go in now that I'm out. This dude like looked away and like covered his mouth so fast. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know what to tell people, man. Like it's not that, I mean, it's serious, I guess. I mean, that's what the news is saying, but I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Everybody,
that's what it is.
I think it's funny when everybody's like, making those memes where it's like, oh, man gets shot in the head 3 times. Another one gone to coronavirus. He had coronavirus when he died, or he was asymptomatic or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, he dies for unrelated reasons, but it's like, it gets lumped in it. It's like gun violence.
I'm out of fucking claws.
You didn't drink a whole 12-pack, did you?
It was just a 6er.
Oh, a 6er? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dude, so like when I went down to HPI the other day.
I saw the back seat.
Dude, it all became a joke with like Jimmy from HPI about fucking drinking claws. And, like that's how like I think I just getting like such good with them. And I went down there and the day before I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to go buy him some claws. My roommate, you know, we're both off work at the time. And they're like, hey, let's go return our change jars. So I'm like, dude, whenever I get in change, like, I'm going to fucking buy a case of White Claw. I brought back $250 in change. I'm like, that equals 13 and a half cases of White Claw. So that's what I fucking brought down to them guys. I was like, fuck it.
Wow.
They're all trying to run a business. I'm just being a bad influence all day, walking around everybody like, let's shotgun claws. Let's go.
I saw you doing
vacation day.
I saw you was doing it with that one dude. Isn't that Key West guy, the guy that does a lot of the assembly on the
yeah, he does all the throttle bodies assembly, Kyle West.
Yeah.
He's cool as shit. So he was down in Louisville and shit.
Yeah.
Me and him hanging out in strip clubs until 6 in the morning. And
dude, that Louisville trip you guys were all on, 'cause I think Justin, Mark, all those guys were there, right?
Yep. And Instam and Kyle.
Instam and Kyle. Dude, if he doesn't come to the camp out, man, like I'm gonna shadow ban him.
Kyle, come to the camp out. When's this podcast getting released?
I'm fucking releasing it Monday morning, so it'll be out Sunday night, Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
perfect.
Basically, I had to call you out on the last podcast to get your shit together to do it. So now I'm calling Kyle to like, look, you got to come to the camp out, bro. Or
I don't care if your bike's together or not. At least come, hang out, Uber. Party, like. Let's fucking get to know each other. Maybe fucking throw down a podcast with Kyle while you're there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle keeps saying he'll just come down here, which would be fun. I don't know. Like, I want to try to get as many people to come here to do the podcast, to do the video side of it, and make use of this fucking investment here.
Right.
But yeah, I do. Kyle, I don't know. He's not too far away, so hopefully it'll happen. Well, shit, man. We got 2 hours. We're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ride my fucking motorcycle and make sure it'll make it to your camp out.
Hell yeah! So tell everybody where to see some cool side covers and your YouTube channel, which I love.
So my side cover Instagram page is Screaming Speed N Fab. My personal Instagram is schamberlain5150. And then my YouTube channel is schamberlain5150. So
nice.
You go to that Screaming Speed N Fab. There's a link in the bio to go to the website. And then the link is in my personal page for the YouTube.
Sweet. Well, Steve, thank you for doing this. We've been talking for a couple weeks. Finally did it. Appreciate it. And I'll see you. I will, fingers crossed, see you in a couple days, in less than a week.
I'm hoping. It looks sunny. It looks good. So I'm hoping everything goes well, and I'll be down there.
In 7 days right now, we could be waking up with a hangover right now.
Woo!
All right, man. See you later. Thank you.
See you, bud.
Talk to you later, buddy. Really hope you guys enjoyed that. Had a great time talking to you, Steve. Appreciate it. Like I said again, if you guys want to hear more from Steve, check out New Year, New Us episodes 1 and 2, Spaz Cycles episode, and Sturgis Rips. He's a great guest of mine, great friend of mine, and lucky to call him my dude. Anyway, hopefully you guys can come out to you got what I was saying. You guys can come out to the camp out, meet him, meet me, meet everybody, and become our good friends like everybody else has become. So anyway, check out our sponsors. Let me just get out of that conversation as fast as I can. Dream Rides John on Instagram, teamdreamrides.com, Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram, and painthuffer.com. Fast Life 13 at checkout, 10% off. Thundermax EFI on Instagram and shoptmax.com, and Lexan-moto.com and LexanMoto on Instagram. Fast Life, checkout, 15% off. Thank you guys for checking it out. If you want to check us out, our Instagram is The Fast Life Garage. If you want to tag us at The Fast Life Garage. As I said in this podcast, we are going to be turning the podcast page into more of a photography-esque page. So check that out. If you want to give us a follow on anything else, we do a lot of the live podcast, the video stuff on our Facebook, which is Jace's The Fast Life on Facebook, or on our website, fastlifegarage.com. So check it all out. Hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys at the camp out. If not, we'll probably catch up at some other point this year once this viral epidemic subsides. So you guys have a great weekend and week, and we'll see you guys next week with FXR Bazaar. Yes, sir. Nick is coming on. We're going to get that one out for you, and we will be back with that one. Peace.